following is a presentation of the National Hockey League.
Is he a savior? Maybe. But we do know that he may be the most valuable player to the New York Islanders. Rick DiPietro is in the dressing room, ready to go tonight to reverse their fortunes in Game 1 next. The quest for the Cup continues tonight on Versus inside the HSBC Arena. Game number 2 of the Eastern Conference quarterfinals as the New York Islanders take on the Buffalo Sabres. Inside this beautiful barn, here we are, and good evening, everybody. Alongside Andy Brickley and with Chris Simpson, I'm John Forsland. Welcome to our telecast. Rick, the big story, Rick DiPietro. Is he back? Yes, he is, and he means a lot to the Islanders.
Well, if your franchise goaltender's available, you got to play this guy. Losers in Game 1 were the Islanders, despite some consistent goaltending, but Rick DiPietro has missed significant time the last 7 games of the regular season, including Game 1. What does he bring to this Islander club? Certainly he gives him a chance to win if he's on top of his game. He's a great athlete, great pad control, one of the quickest gloves in all of the National Hockey League, but it's his aggressive, confident style that should really change the team approach and the team attitude for the Islanders tonight.
He has to be ready against a Buffalo team with plenty of weapons, none better than Chris Drury up front and Brian Campbell on the back end.
These two guys combined for all 4 goals in Game 1. They combined for 15 shots on goal. On the back end, Brian Campbell, a perfect example of what the Sabres defense are able to do. They jump into the attack, they create a 5-man unit up front, and they can defend. Chris Drury, as a player and a leader, he makes everybody accountable. He's unselfish in his sacrifice. He's totally committed. He's tremendous in the face-off circle. He competes. This guy's a winner, and he's highly productive.
He was the MVP of the All-Star game. He had 95 points to lead the Buffalo Sabres. His name is Daniel Briere. Here he is with Chris Simpson.
Thanks, John. Daniel, you guys certainly got the start you wanted with the 4-1 win in Game 1. Despite that, are there any areas of your game you guys think you need to improve on, especially if you see a more aggressive style from the Islanders tonight?
Well, like you said, we're expecting a more aggressive style from them right off the bat. The first period last game, they kind of sat back, and they basically let us do whatever we wanted, and they were trying to play defensive, but at the same time we didn't create a lot 5-on-5 offensively. We played really well in the neutral zone, in our own zone. Our special teams were really good, but we'd like to maybe do a better job offensively, create more chances by maybe turning our backs and then protecting the puck a little better.
Daniel, good luck tonight.
Thank you very much.
To beat a superior opponent, you need superior effort. For the Islanders, they had glimmers of hope in Game 1, but it was a night that ended in frustration. We'll see next.
You can do it. Come on, guys. Don't give up. You're almost there. Throw that shoulder and mantle.
Who are they?
It's my network.
I'm okay.
Guys, it's 10 feet.
There's most reliable, and there's everyone else. Join Verizon Wireless now. Buy one Samsung with Bcast for just $49.99 and get the second free. Only from the network you can test drive. Verizon Wireless. It's the network.
For years, man has known about the advantage of twin blades.
Smooth.
Now there's the twin blade advantage from Honda. Twin blades mean finer clippings when mulching to feed your lawn. They also mean more bagging capacity and less emptying. And of course, Honda means it's built to last. The twin blade advantage, exclusively on Honda mowers.
When you want to get away,
let's go, girls.
Enterprise Rent-A-Car will pick you up free and get you on your way. Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
My name is John Cannon, and I can win the Mud Nationals Mud Bog and Motocross on my Outlander. Can you?
John Cannon drove his Outlander 800 ATV to 2 impressive victories at Highlander.
When it comes to going bald, you now have a choice. Advances in medical science have resulted in the world's first and only permanent solution to hair loss.
It is your real hair. It's your natural hair. You wash it, you cut it, you swim with it.
Bosley is the world's most experienced hair restoration experts, having pioneered virtually every major advancement in the art and science of hair restoration.
I'm very satisfied, very happy with what I've done. This has got to be one of the best decisions I've made in my life, I'll tell you that.
Bosley Hair Restoration is a relatively simple outpatient procedure. The results look completely natural, and it's affordable on nearly any budget. Call the toll-free number now to receive your free, no-obligation information kit that will help you decide if hair restoration at Bosley is right for you. You don't have to accept going bald. Do something about it right now.
Call 1-800-982-9265. That's 1-800-982-9265. Call now.
The NHL Stanley Cup Playoffs on Versus is brought to you by Verizon Wireless, official wireless service provider of the NHL.
Welcome back to Buffalo as we get set for puck drop. The Islanders looking to even this series tonight. Ryan Smith with Rick DiPietro in the net tonight. How does that change your game plan and perhaps the confidence level of this team?
Yeah, it sure doesn't hurt us. And obviously he's a great goaltender, world-class goaltender. You know, hopefully it can boost our confidence and we can start playing with a little conviction at the other end.
Ryan, good luck tonight.
Thanks a lot.
Well, the Islanders looking to even this series. As for the Buffalo Sabres, they made it all the way to the Eastern Conference Final last year. This time around, with the people of Buffalo firmly cheering them on, they're hoping for even better days ahead this time around.
And you ask me what I want this year, and I try to make this kind and clear. Just a chance that maybe we'll find better days. I need someplace simple where we could live, and something only you can give, and that's faith and trust and peace while we're alive. So take these words and sing out loud, 'cause everyone is forgiven now, 'cause tonight's the night the world begins again. Tonight's the night the world begins again.
There's something about the freshness of Ireland that brings out the lasses. Now it comes in a body wash from Irish Spring. Smell like you're worth exploring. New, long-lasting Irish Spring body wash. All the freshness of Ireland, bottled.
Special Agent, they're trying to stop you from saving time and money on auto insurance. Here's the play.
Quote by print. Got it, Coach.
When there's only seconds on the clock, Esurance gives you a fast break.
From all the hassle of buying auto insurance, you don't have to jump through hoops.
At Esurance, instant comparison quotes let you screen prices yourself.
So you can net yourself some savings.
It's a slam dunk. Save time and money on auto insurance. Visit Esurance.com today.
We do have a confirmed sighting. Copy that, Black SUV. We do have a visual.
Introducing the all-new Dodge Nitro. Careful, it's nitro-active.
I always wanted to be a doctor. But not just to work a certain number of years and then retire. I promised myself that I would get to the point where I would be able to give back and share what I know. And not just have a career, but a real purpose.
You once made a promise to yourself about your future. At John Hancock, we have the products you need to help build, protect, and sustain the future you've always wanted. John Hancock, the future is yours.
The new Arctic Cat ATVs. Not only are they the most versatile, they're also as tough as they come. Arctic Cat, more to go on.
Heat. Enemy of engines. Enemy of heat. Pennzoil Platinum Full Synthetic with adaptive molecules that continually separate and reform to help conquer heat.
Welcome to Hockey Central alongside Brian Engblom and Keith Jones. I'm Jack Edwards. We'll be with you all night long. Let's take a look at a game in progress this evening. Tampa Bay trailing New Jersey 1-0, going back into the Meadowlands. Brad Richards swoops along the blue line, finds Eric Perrin. He sells Marty Brodeur and dishes off to Philip Kuba. It is 1-0. And in the other games played this afternoon, the Rangers over Atlanta to take a 2-0 lead, and Sidney Crosby the winner to send it back to Pittsburgh, tied 1-1. We'll have that game 3 tomorrow night. We'll send it to Buffalo.
Thank you, Jack. And good evening, everybody, as we are ready for game number 2. The Buffalo Sabres winning game 1, 4-1 here on Thursday night. The goaltenders born in the USA, Winthrop, Massachusetts. Rick DiPietro ready for the New York Islanders. East Lansing, Michigan on the other side. Ryan Miller out of Michigan State goes for the Buffalo Sabres. Tonight's game puck is delivered on time by Luggage Express, the official luggage delivery service of the National Hockey League. To deliver your luggage on time, visit 866shipbags.com. And we are good to go. Mike Sillinger, Chris Drury, 2 goals. He was so good in game number 1 on the draw. Drury is flanked by Dina Zubras. This line combination along with Alice Kotelik, Mike Sillinger, Ryan Smith, Trent Hunter get it started for the New York Islanders as that puck deflects out of play. Our first stoppage just 16 seconds in, and here we go. Andy Brickley with bricks. Keys to tonight's game.
Yeah, when you think about what happened after game 1, some things have to be different for the New York Islanders. It's got to start and goal. Rick DiPietro, if he's on top of his game, he can be a difference maker. The Islanders are going to try and play aggressive, but they have to be responsible at the same time. You don't want to allow that Sabres transition game, which is their biggest strength, to really take over the tempo of this hockey game.
That's right, Rick. You don't want to push the envelope against this high-octane offense. DiPietro ready. That shot taken by Tony Ludman, and it's brought out to center ice by Ryan Smith. At the line, moving in on Ludman, going wide. The ex-Edmonton Oiler, and that one is hung on to by Ryan Miller. And we get a face-off in the Buffalo zone.
Good sign for the Islanders. First difficult stop handled by Rick DiPietro. Ludman took a little wrist shot from the top of the circles with a little bit of traffic. You know, you have to use your entire body to make stops in the National Hockey League. We talked about this guy being an athlete. If you can't get your glove up by that right ear, you got to get that right shoulder up tight. And he was able to get it.
First overall selection, year 2000, first goaltender to do that. Rick DiPietro for the New York Islanders. Missed the last 8 games, as we pointed out in the open, with a concussion. Wade Dublowitz did a great job, got him here, but now they hand it over to maybe their MVP.
And there's no shortage of confidence in this young man, Rick DiPietro. Doesn't matter how much time he's missed. In his mind, he will be as sharp as he possibly can be and give his team a chance to win.
In the corner now, the Islanders press Buffalo. Jason Pominville had a career year. Danny Briere, 95 points, leading Buffalo in that regard. DiPietro now plays it this way for Aaron Asham. He had the Islanders' only goal in game 1. Jason Blake, who has the puck, set him up. Blake holding onto it now, moving it deep to the corner. Randy Robitaille let it go. Now Chris Campoli moving up from the defense. He'll feather inside, intended for Yashin and Blake. Blake is nullified by Briere. Loose along the boards, not out. Held on to by Bruno Gervais. His shot is blocked on the way through. Yaro Spacek got in the way for Buffalo. And the Sabres now look to clear it out. Briere through the center zone, and it deflects as the gate was open at the Buffalo bench. And we get a break.
Well, to talk about Rick DiPietro, what he means, we talked about the approach mentally, what the Islanders will play like tonight. Aggressive, more confident. But the other thing, too, is Lindy Ruff talked about it this morning. They will have to change, the Buffalo Sabres, their attack a little bit. If they're forced to dump the puck in because of the puck handling skills and the puck moving skills of the Islander netminder, you have to keep that puck away from him as much as you can.
He's one of the best. Buffalo 28-10-3 the regular season here. The Islanders 1 game over 500 on the road this season. As we pointed out, they made the playoffs on the final day of the regular season, that shootout win over New Jersey. As it's cleared all the way back. In the Islanders zone, they wave off the ices. Gervais is back to play it. Off the boards now, it goes by Miro Shatan, and we see it come all the way back in the Buffalo zone, and Brian Campbell who had a great season for the Buffalo Sabres in terms of scoring. 42 assists. That was a career high, and he started the All-Star game for the Eastern Conference. Campbell now. Quarterbacks from his own zone. Now it's cleared through the center ice area. Out of play. We go to Hockey Central now. Here's Jack Edwards.
New Jersey trying to make it even on the power play. Brian Rafalski at the point finds Zach Parise, and it's knotted at 1. Let's send it back to Buffalo and John and Andy.
Thank you, Jack. Off the draw now, Tom Poti. Swung right on by Bergeron, and Miller was ready. Marc-Andre Bergeron from the point. Get it on goal. That's all they want to do, and Miller was ready.
Doesn't have to be a hard shot. It just has to have eyes in some cases. Get through all those legs and bodies in order to get it to the net. The importance of winning face-offs. Not just the centerman's responsibility, but the wings as well to help out. That little wrist shot from about 65 feet forces Ryan Miller to make a good stop.
Sillinger and Drury. That's the matchup. Drury won 60% of his draws in game 1. Ludman knocked down by Ryan Smith. He goes to work now on the forecheck. He'll dump it deep to that open corner. Kodalik looking over his shoulder, sidestepping Trent Hunter. They battle along the board. Sillinger there by Hunter. Ludman pops it up. Sillinger this way for Poti. Poti with a shot taken. Knocked down in front by Tallinder. Henrik Tallinder can't get it out. Poti cruises. Holding on to it this way. Sillinger. Sillinger tees it up through traffic. They score! Trent Hunter out in front as it pinballs by Ryan Miller. And maybe it's a very important goal for the New York Islanders, Andy, in terms of that confidence. They take an early 1-0 lead.
Whether they score or not, the way they've started this hockey game, you can tell they're playing with confidence. They're getting to loose pucks. They're battling one-on-ones. They're freeing up pucks and then taking the puck to the net. It appears Trent Hunter redirects this shot by Sillinger. Sillinger wants to tee this puck up, but he has a little trouble handling the pads from Tom Poti, and it looks like it hits the right pad of Trent Hunter and then back through the legs of Ryan Miller. Pucks to the net with traffic, John. You used the word traffic on 2 occasions on this particular shift, and that's what the Islanders are getting.
Ted Nolan, who was here a decade ago, and he was the coach of the year for the Buffalo Sabres. That ended. He went away. He's back, and what a job he did this season with the New York Islanders.
You know, it was such an emotionally draining final couple of weeks of the regular season for the Islanders. No surprise that there might have been a little bit of a letdown in that department in game 1. Not so here at the start of game 2.
Sean Hill said this morning, you know, we just didn't want to get embarrassed. That's how we play, but we can't do it. You can't show Buffalo that much respect. Jochen Hess with a shot blockered along by DiPietro. Teppo Numminen moves it deep. And the veteran, Brendan Witt, plays it off the glass. Numminen pinching in. Down low, here's Briere. Canceled momentarily by Hill. Hess with a shot. DiPietro's ready.
Well, another big stop for Rick DiPietro. Positioning, reading the play, let the game come to you, rebound control, anything that he can smother that's halfway up the net, he's going to do it. These are all good signs for the New York Islanders. The fact that they get the lead and the fact that they're getting shots on goal. Just 1 shot in the entire first period of game 1. They've already done better than that.
Trent Hunter gets the goal. His first of the playoffs. That shot is blocked on the way through. Campbell tries to keep it there. It doesn't happen. Mike Sillinger, Tom Poti get the assist. The goal comes at 3:07. Satan with a shot handled by Ryan Miller. And again, no further play.
Well, the Sabres win a draw in the offensive zone. The shot from the point is going to strike their sentiment of their third line. They're all important third line. Vanek, Roy, and a Finneganov, and it's Derek Roy that's making his way to the Buffalo bench. Obviously shaken up by the shot that deflected and then hit the Buffalo diminutive centerman. You don't want to lose that guy, despite the fact the tremendous depth that the Buffalo Sabres have. He is a key ingredient to their winning formula.
Islanders have Richard Park out there now and his line mates. Andy Hilbert, Richard Zednik. Tim Conley's group is out for Lindy Ruff as we see Derek Roy in pain.
Yeah, that injury to Derek Roy, of course, can be costly. Your depth will be challenged in the postseason. Of course, the Sabres have a ton of depth. Derek Roy wins the draw. He's just trying to get out of the way of that shot. But he's in that little one-on-one with Kozlov, but he had no chance from the distance of the shot, the quickness of the release. He had no chance to get out of the way.
Yeah, the adage is that good teams have 3 lines that can score. Buffalo has 4 lines that can score. It's amazing the depth that they have. DiPietro, that's how he can handle it. Rick talked about it. Now Hilbert goes wide, intended for Zednik. It rolls in on Ryan Miller. He'll play it off for Spacek in his own zone. Spacek took a hit that time from Coburn. Now Conley hits the New York line. It's centered by Campbell. A good job by Bruno Gervais going down. Puck is loose as we see. Spacek races across. Picked off by Gervais and sailed out to center ice. Ryan Campbell moves it off for Adam Mayer. His shot smothered by DiPietro.
You get a pretty good idea of Buffalo's transition game, and Brian Campbell had a strong game one with 3 points. He jumps into the play with Conley, tries to make a backhand pass. If it wasn't for a great defensive play by Bruno Gervais, the Sabres would have had a quality scoring chance to tie this hockey game.
Ryan Campbell, his 2 goals. Game 1 here on Thursday. Game 3 Monday night, 7:30, Nassau Coliseum. Now it's rolled deep. Totally going after it. Hampered by an injury at the end of the season. Totally now getting back with it. Back to the point. Kalender. His shot through traffic, blocked in front. The Islanders have control. Sillinger moves it off for Ryan Smith, and he'll scale it in. Ryan Miller in the trapezoid leaves it for Kalender. He reverses. Tony Ludman. Ina Zubris had 3 assists in game 1. Through neutral ice now. Kotelik throws it in. Rick DiPietro plays it off his own goal. Loose play. A lucky break for him as it kicks out the neutral ice.
He was trying to go up the middle of the ice. Had an open man high in the defensive zone up by the blue line. Only problem was at the outside of his own post.
Now Brendan Witt, the veteran, back at his own goal. In the center zone, Jason Blake coming up on Dmitry Kalinin. Jason Pominville looking around, and we get a whistle to stop play.
Delayed offside call. Nice long distance pass by the Islanders. Bergeron. That's the beauty of no red line anymore. You can make those long distance indirect passes up ice. Blake had a little trouble handling the puck, and that's why the play was that delayed offside at the offensive blue line.
Teams are going with the same lineups they used, with the exception of Rick DiPietro for the Islanders tonight. Forwards, the defense pairings all the same. Now Kalinin lays it off the wall. DiPietro out to play it now. Early 1-0 lead on a goal by Trent Hunter. The New York Islanders have a 1-0 lead in game 2. Teppo Numminen lays it off the glass. We get a whistle on the hand pass, and we go to break. When we come back, Chris Simpson at the bench with him. Brian Campbell. Trent Hunter is delighted. He has scored first, and the Islanders have a 1-0 lead.
Okay, I've been working on this plan for 3 years, and today's the day.
Okay.
Every Friday, the same Bud Light delivery guy takes the same route past us.
Okay.
You're the only one who can make the leap.
Okay.
When I say go, you jump over, grab some Bud Light, and jump back.
Okay.
Okay, here he comes. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and go.
What'd you say?
Refreshingly smooth Bud Light. Always worth it.
Seriously, what'd you say?
So it's down to Sprint Mobile Broadband and Singular Broadband Connect. Great.
We need powerful coverage. Is your network in Denver?
Yes. Pittsburgh?
Yes.
Minneapolis?
No.
Yes.
Sprint Mobile Broadband works in twice as many cities as Singular's Broadband Connect.
Yes.
Yes. No.
Buffalo?
Yes.
Eugene?
Wait, what was that?
Buffalo?
Oh, no. Yes. Omaha? Yes.
Richmond?
Yes.
Get a free Sprint card. Visit sprint.com/mobile broadband.
Colorado Springs?
Yes.
Sprint. Power up.
Lansing?
Chase Freedom. It feels like no other credit card in the world. And it works like no other card, too. Feel free to choose cash back. And then change to points. And then change again, all with the same card and without losing a thing. That's freedom. Chase Freedom. Get it free at chase.com/freedom.
While the Islanders strike first here in game 2, I'm with Brian Campbell, who had a huge game 1, 2 goals and an assist. You knew they would be coming at you more aggressively tonight. How do you defend against that?
Well, we just have to get back and get the pucks quick and get it up to our forwards as much as possible, get on the offensive attack. They've changed some stuff up from last game on set breakouts and everything, so just trying to adjust to that now.
Brian, thank you.
All right, thank you.
John?
Thank you, Chris. And Rick, as you know, playoffs are all about making adjustments for 7 games.
Yeah, the deeper you get into the postseason, it is a test of will, but you're right on. The coaching staffs that have to make small adjustments because you don't see these guys 15 times during the regular season.
Now Ryan Miller handling that shot. Victor Kozlov knocking it down to the point. Bergeron bid. A rebound given up by Miller. Bergeron holding onto it now. Marc-Andre Bergeron, when they picked up from the Edmonton Oilers. His shot goes off a skate out in front. Pominville now tries to clear. Shatan kept it there. Yashin, the pass intended for Kozlov, and now it's walked out by Jason Pominville. Daniel Briere ahead for Pominville. 34 goals this season. Inside again for Briere. Creeping up Ryan Campbell. You'll see a lot of that. Tom Poti. Forechecked by Pominville. Now Bergeron has time and space in his own zone. He'll send it back for Poti. He led all the Islanders in terms of ice time in game number 1. Shatan turns away from Briere. He skated out to center ice via Finneganov. And throw on the break. Center one across, and it's knocked down by Tony Ludman. Again out to center ice. The Islanders have the puck early a great deal.
Yeah, much more so than they did in game 1. They're skating. They did not skate in the first period, did not shoot the puck, didn't create anything offensively. They got a little better as the game went on, but that was desperation because they were trailing.
You can tell by Brian Campbell's comments that they have the Sabres thinking here in the first period. Along the boards now, Finneganov starts his engine. He's hampered momentarily by Chris Campoli, and it's cleared in by Thomas Vanek. Out to play at DiPietro. Along the wall now, Campoli ahead for Ryan Smith, and quickly, and they get it right out to neutral ice. The Islanders dump it in. Ryan Miller shovels off for Ludman. Goes by Smith. Now the Sabres on a transitional rush. Derek Roy and a Finneganov are offside. Let's go to Hockey Central again. Here's Jack Edwards.
2 kids and a geezer get it done. It's Evgeny Malkin to 39-year-old Mark Recchi across to Sidney Crosby. The Pens tie up the series with Ottawa. Game 3 on Versus tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Eastern. Back to Buffalo.
Thank you, Jack. You know, it's interesting, the schedule, how it works. You know, they had the 2 days off, the Penguins did, and now back-to-back with a 6 o'clock start tomorrow night.
Yeah, and if anybody was concerned about how that young Penguins team was going to react after really a one-sided game in game 1 against Ottawa, pretty good response by those young Penguins.
Yeah, that game was going back and forth, punch for punch. And the Penguins, they just were able to ride out the storm and pick up that important win to even that series. 6 o'clock tomorrow night here on Versus. As it goes back to the Igloo. Randy Robitaille, Bergeron at the point, turns his shot, deflects off Teppo Numminen. Aaron Asham holding onto it. Down deep, intended for Jason Blake, broken up by Numminen, held in by Tom Poti. Poti now, again, to an open corner. Kalinin up the wall. Good pinch by Bergeron. Now, finally, the Islanders get to it again as they just keep the zone. It looked like the Sabres had a chance to get it out. You saw the big hit in the corner. Good forechecking that time by Jason Blake. Robitaille at the line. They go off at a change, and again, just send it deep in the Buffalo zone.
2 things to look for from the New York Islanders when you play a team like the Buffalo Sabres. No turnovers in bad areas to allow the transition game, and quick ups defensively. Don't spend any more time than you have to in your own zone.
Oh, they're not doing that. Now it's tipped ahead by Zednik. Played by Spacek. Dino Zubris goes all the way across. Richard Park knocking it down. A chance for Zednik. It's blocked in front, and it trickles just wide. Now Park again tries to make it happen in the slot. It's denied and brought out by Chris Drury. Feeds it in on DiPietro. Play it along the boards at the point. Spacek had it. Now Zubris rolls it deep. DiPietro sensing some trouble now. Will melt it down, get a face-off in his own zone.
Nice job by this line. Richard Park gets to a loose puck in the offensive zone. Andy Hilbert working the front of the net. He's actually going to get a shot that goes through the legs of Ryan Miller. And then going to look at it right here. Andy Hilbert in a battle one-on-one with Teppo Numminen. He's able to find the puck first. Overhead look. Watch where this puck goes right through the legs of Ryan Miller, but wide on the far side.
Daniel Briere is out for Buffalo. Line. Jason Pominville. Jochen Hest. It's potty down by DiPietro. Now played at the point by Ludman. Inside for Briere. He centers again off of DiPietro. Hopped up by Sillinger, but not out. Ludman at the point is dogged by Ryan Smith. Here come the Islanders as it rolls back in Buffalo ice. Talinder angles off for Ludman. The Islanders are finishing their checks in this period. To the center zone, intercepted by Shatan. The ex-Sabre. His shot goes wide of Miller. Now it's played by Poti. High slot. Shot taken by Shatan is blocked. Now Smith Rolls it in again. Turning is Big Kozlov. Kozlov in back of the goal. Hampered. A penalty upcoming against Buffalo. Chatan holding on to it now. Back of the goal. Here's a chance. Bergeron loose in front. And Buffalo gets possession. We'll tell you about it on the other side. And when we come back, we'll tell the Wade Dublowitz story as he visits with Chris Simpson.
Are our SUVs as much fun as our bikes?
You think you can handle it?
Can you? Introducing the all-new Suzuki XL7 midsize crossover SUV. It's going to be a great ride. Get 0% financing with no payments till July.
It's Aaron Insurance versus the competition. Will she prevail?
Overpriced auto insurance? Don't try to stick it to me.
Don't worry, Aaron. You've got Esurance.
At Esurance, you save time when you buy auto insurance online. Without interference, auto insurance hassles, I'll take a pass. Quote, buy, print.
Make it your goal to save time and money on auto insurance. Visit Esurance.com today.
Whoa, baby, they love it here. Look at this. They're standing, they're chanting, they're singing. Wow, was that sweet? Holy bucket! Oh, what a hit. Lord, the fans getting an eyeful here tonight. The Carolina Hurricanes have won the Stanley
Welcome back to Buffalo, where the Islanders have a 1-0 lead in the first. Well, the end of the regular season for the New York Islanders had a storybook ending, and it was all because of the man they call Doobie. Wade Dublowitz, you said you'd waited your entire life for an opportunity like this one. I know you were happy to step aside tonight for Rick DiPietro, but at 28 years old, what's it been like to be Wade Dublowitz lately?
It's been a lot of fun. You know, I've had a lot of attention from, various media outlets. It's been a good time.
You said this morning you were happy to see Rick DiPietro back.
Well, realistically, give us a better chance to win. He's a world-class goalie, and anytime he can be in the net, I think we're a better team.
Wade, thanks for your time.
Thank you.
John?
Thank you, Chris. Don Kuharski is working this game tonight with Mark Jonette.
Minor penalty, holding.
And you hear it. This will end the power play that was going to the New York Islanders right off the draw.
And it was Chris Drury involved again, battling in a face-off situation. He gets body position on a loose puck, and he draws the holding call to Kozlov. Just hard work, paying the price. You don't win face-offs clean. You got to fight to get it back, even if you're shorthanded. So now we'll play a little 4-on-4.
And 4-on-4 is a situation the Sabres really like. It opens up the ice. They can use their offensive firepower. They are the highest scoring team this season in the National Hockey League by far, as it's carried out by Tom Poti. At the line now. Poti moves it deep for Blake. 40-goal season. Jason Blake to the point. Bergeron. Here's Poti again. Poti cruising along the wall. His shot fended off easily by Ryan Miller, and it goes in the mesh. Let's go to Jack Edwards, Hockey Central.
This afternoon in Atlanta, tied late. The Rangers trying to take a 2-0 lead. Look for 14 in white as Brendan Shanahan backing up and scoring forward. Last time he had a playoff game winner. It won the 2002 Cup for the Red Wings. Back to Buffalo now.
Thank you, Jack. Well, the Rangers, I'll tell you what, they finished the year red hot, and Bruno Gervais has scored right off the faceoff. A weak shot that had eyes, and it beat Ryan Miller 5-hole. 4-on-4 goal. The Islanders have a 2-0 lead.
Second goal through the legs of Ryan Miller. This from the long distance variety. Again, face-off wins. Outside of Chris Drury, in game one, the Sabres lost a lot of face-offs. Win the draw, get a shot on goal, a little bit of traffic. You see the late reaction by Ryan Miller. I don't think that puck changed direction. There was a little bit of a screen out high, but certainly a goal Ryan Miller not accustomed to giving up.
If it is, and we think it is, Bruno Gervais' goal, his first ever goal in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Young defenseman, just 22 years of age. He was injured at the end of the year, went to the American Hockey League, and has come back to join this team for the playoffs. And lo and behold, the New York Islanders showing signs of life here in Game 2. with an early 2-0 lead. Miro Shatan gets the only assist on the goal scored at 11:03. Shot taken by Bergeron. Off Miller, off the side of the goal. Wrap chance denied out in front. As Andy Hilbert had that opportunity. Now you're looking at Daniel Briere. Briere over the line, pulls up. Daniel Briere now drawing Tom Poti as a defender. Maro Spacek going it this way for Campbell. His only option, go to the corner. Poti is there ahead of Briere. Tom Poti moving it off for Richard Park. Away go the Islanders out to center ice. See the time left on the 4-on-4. And in this first period. Shots on goal. The Islanders have 9, Buffalo with 5. Tim Connolly going wide. Centering one off of Campoli. Now the veteran Mike Sillinger. To the center zone, put off by Kotelik and fed deep.
I think one thing you will see from the Buffalo Sabres is their game plan won't change. They're one of the best teams to come back from 2-goal deficits all year long.
Now Ryan Smith. Right on the target, a rebound, and Ryan Miller says no on Mike Sillinger, who came darting through. Out of the box, Kozlov. His shot is hung on to by Miller.
Well, we're going to look at that second goal by the New York Islanders coming right off a faceoff. Miroslav Shatan's going to take this draw. He's going to win it on the backhand, right back through his legs. Keep an eye on this puck as the Buffalo Sabres try to get out in the shooting lanes. Look at the traffic. Does that puck redirect? It appears so off the Buffalo Sabre trying to get out to the point. There's the reaction by Miller through the legs. 2-0 Islanders. What a much better first period by New York here in Game 2.
Everything working now that we talked about. Goaltender in place. A couple of saves early. He felt the puck right away. And they get the 2 goals. Drew Stafford, the rookie, walks in. And DiPietro holds his ground. It goes high. Stafford now ahead of a man. And the net is off the pegs. So we get a whistle. Don't forget, following our Stanley Cup coverage, and we'll get this one out of the way right here, talking about tomorrow night. Senators and Penguins live at 6 right here on Versus, and then the Vancouver Canucks take on the Dallas Stars. The shootout in Dallas, game number 3. Monday night, we go to Long Island for game 3. It's the NHL on Versus, do or die. Ines Zubris with a chance off the draw, and it goes wide. Now Brendan Witt lays it off the boards out to center ice. Jason Blake away for Randy Robitaille this way. Asham panning on it. Second chance. Knocked down. Ludman out in front. Now the Sabres assert. Drew Stafford moving it off for Drury. Drury on a cut. Lays it back to the point. Over the head of Chris Drury down low. Now Brendan Witt for his partner Sean Hill. The veteran now has time to elevate it through the center zone. He comes all the way back. Both teams are changing on the fly. 6:32 left to go. First period, game number 2 of this best-of-7 series. The Sabres have a 1-game lead, winning here on Thursday night 4-1. John Forsland, Andy Brickley, Chris Simpson with you tonight. Now it's brought out by Max Afinogenov. Here's Derek Roy moving up. The late man Vanek walks in. Oh, DiPietro! What a save on Thomas Vanek. Now Afinogenov turns it back. At the line, here they come again. Afinogenov is exciting to watch. He pulls up. Max Afinogenov's shot. Angles off the defender. A second chance is bodied down in front. Now along the boards. Yashin is there for the Islanders. Kozlov at his side. Afinogenov going down. Vanek walks it. The back of the goalie centers one. Mopped up right out in front by Poti. Now Campbell pinches, and finally the Islanders survive. They get it out.
Imagine this being your third line. Afinogenov, Roy, and Vanek. Vanek, the top goal scorer for the Buffalo Sabres, had the best opportunity of the period, got robbed by Rick DiPietro.
43 goals during the regular season. And this was a great opportunity. Rick DiPietro has arrived. He's in the house.
Deep in the heart of the Arbuckle Mountains of Oklahoma lives one of the roughest Ford Super Duties ever conceived. Oh, watch this.
He's built Ford tough.
And now you have the chance to own him. Ford trucks and the PBR are once again providing fans with the opportunity of a lifetime. It's the 2007 Built Ford Tough Battle for the Bull Sweepstakes. 5 finalists will win a trip to the PBR World Finals in Vegas. One grand prize winner will become stock contractor of the Bulls Super Duty for the 2008 season. To register, log on to battleforthebulls.com. And don't forget to play the Battle for the Bull trivia game to increase your chances of winning. The PBR, Saturday and Sunday nights. The competition is on Versus.
Hey, what in the world are you doing?
I'm playing Battle for the Bulls.
Well, what in the world are you doing that for?
I want Super Duty all to myself.
My idea of a symphony? 8 pistons playing the tune my right foot tells them to. Valvoline, 100 years under the hood.
I Can-Am. Can you?
Pro racer Mike Penland is part of the Can-Am racing team.
Lots and lots of horsepower. There's no hesitation. I can leave them in the dust. Can you?
Here at Hockey Central, I'm Jack Edwards. Coming up, Keith Jones and Brian Engblom join me to break down the day's action in the playoffs, including Game 2 between the Rangers and Thrashers in Atlanta, the Sens and Pens playing Game 2 in Ottawa, plus an update on Game 2 of the Devils and Lightning. That game underway there in the second period right now. All ahead on the Dodge Intermission Report. Right now, back to Buffalo.
Thank you, Jack. The Islanders go to work on a power play. Max Finnegan for tripping, 14-24. Their first one wasn't long. Kozlov took a penalty that interrupted the power play chance. Now they go to work. The Islanders were 0 for 3 in Game 1. Hesh now as Bergeron creeps in. Puck was off the mesh. Get a break here. 5:11 left to go in period 1. Lots of time left on the Islander power play.
And a quick discussion among the officials whether that puck was chopped out of play by a Sabre before deflecting. But apparently the superior minds of the officials saw that that puck was deflected out of play by an Islander. That's why the faceoff will come out in the neutral zone. You know, I mentioned the ability to come back from 2 goals, but a 3-goal deficit would go a long way in this game for the New York Islanders with a power play strike right now.
You can just see that they have that confidence, knowing that Rick DiPietro is back in goal. They've come out of the gate strong in this one, determined to make this a series. Most people have already counted this club out. Obviously a 1-8 matchup. The Buffalo Sabres won the President's Trophy for the top overall record in the National Hockey League, but the Islanders feel like they have destiny on their side. Ryan Smith going deep on Tallinder. He's been a terrific playoff player. Smith now back to the point. Bergeron holding onto it, moving off for Pody. Pody panning on one, a chance, shorthanded. Here's Pominville. Jason Pominville with a shot off the mark. The rebound, Karen's free. Victor Kozlov to the center ice area. Kalinin broke it up for Buffalo. The Islanders in the process of a change. Here's Chris Campoli. Campoli plays it off the wall. Kalinin moving it off for Pominville. Islanders have time. 40 seconds left to go in the power play. Gervais, who has 1 of 2 goals. Jason Blake now threads it in. It's held up momentarily by Ryan Miller. Played along the boards by Robitaille all the way down to Rick DiPietro. 25-year-old goaltender drops it off for Chris Campoli. And Conley is out there killing off the final portion of this manpower advantage for the Islanders. Here's Blake. Back to the point, Campoli. Now Bruno Gervais. Again, Campoli all alone. This way it's Blake holding. Shooting one off the side of the goal. It's deflected off Teppo Numminen on the way through. Now in the corner. Robitaille. Gervais. Campoli looking for a lane. The penalized player is back. Jason Blake is checked. Trent Hunter goes after it. Battling in back of the goal. It kicks right out in front. It's handed down by Numminen and brought out here by the Sabres. Delayed whistle against the Islanders. As the Islanders get possession, now we'll see the Buffalo power play break.
And the Buffalo power play is going to need to get themselves back into this hockey game. Whether they score or not, they got to get momentum going offensively because the New York Islanders have gotten a huge lift from their goaltender, Rick DiPietro. And good things result at the opposite end of the ice. Trent Hunter, good traffic, redirect off the shin pad. Chatan wins a face-off in the offensive zone. And the 2 best saves of the night, I felt, by Rick DiPietro, the first one, because that's important, and that one he made on Thomas Vanek on the deke to the backhand. Get a look at the Islanders in the penalty box and Buffalo on the power play.
Buffalo was 2 for 6 in Game 1. Now Pody gets to it. Robitaille gone for holding the stick at 16:46. Now without his stick, Brian Campbell soccer styles it back in his own zone. Miller Watches Connolly. Now, Tim Connolly missed 80 games with post-concussion syndrome and went back to last year's playoffs. He played the final two, and he is right on the point for the first unit, implemented here by Lindy Ruff. Ryan Campbell. Here's Connolly. Now Campbell again, guarded by Andy Hilbert. The Islanders drop back. Campbell. Impatient. Drury with a shot, stopped by DiPietro. And the Islanders clear the zone.
Nice job by the Islanders to protect the top of the crease area. DiPietro, the initial save. No second chance opportunity for Buffalo.
Ryan Campbell now. Like to isolate him at the top of the umbrella. Briere. Along the boards, broken up by Smith. Here's a chance for Sillinger. Mike Sillinger shorthanded. Ryan Miller says no. A beautiful two-pad stack on Mike Sillinger. Now the Sabres, 47 seconds on the power play. Afinogenov is flying. Holding onto it now. Circling the wagons. This way for Derek Roy. His shot deflects high and out of play.
What an individual rush by Maxim Afinogenov. Just great speed to the outside. So much so that Smith and Bergeron collide and end up behind the net. But opposite end of the ice, chance short-handed. Ryan Smith makes a great play along the boards, frees up the puck, pushes it ahead. Mike Sillinger on the backhand. This is a nice read by both players. First of all, Miller want to extend that goal stick to prevent Sillinger from pulling into his forehand. And he does that double pad stack. Sillinger, recognizing it, tries to beat him up high with a backhand.
The Islanders had one shot, as Rick pointed out in game one during the first period. They have 14 tonight. Over the line now, Derek Roy. Final stages of the power play. Kalinin. Now Pominville. Dmitry Kalinin with a shot off the metal. Upside of DiPietro. Brendan Witt now along the boards. Kalinin again. Here's Derek Roy. He'll settle it down. Down low, Afinogenov centers one for Vanek. Cleaned up by Brendan Witt. A good job on Vanek.
DiPietro never saw that one-timer by Kalinin because Vanek was directly in front of him. Could have caught all iron.
Now DiPietro by Witt. Afinogenov feathers inside for Vanek. He's guarded by Cody. Vanek walks out in front. Tries to put on a show. Ludman scores! Tony Ludman! Maybe a tip out in front. 1:02 left to go in this period. A huge goal for Buffalo.
The offensive skills of the Buffalo Sabres, whether it's power play or 5-on-5, Thomas Vanek protecting the puck beautifully. He draws not one, not two, but a third Islander defensively. You got the defenseman Pody. You got the other defenseman Witt. Now the forward sags back in. Somebody's going to be open. Well, it's the point man. The quick release by Tony Ludman does not have to be hard because you got all kinds of bodies sagging into that high slot area. And that puck finds the back of the Islander goal. All important. First goal for Buffalo.
Folks, we're going to have a good one tonight. You can feel it. This will be a dandy. 50 seconds left to go in the period. Ryan Miller now out to play it. Here's Ludman, who has just scored his second career playoff goal. Through the center zone, Jochen Hecht with a cross-corner dump-in. DiPietro along the wall at the point to Linder. Moves it by Kodalik. It's free to an open wing. Hecht shoves it off the glass by Kodalik. Lake is chugging for it. Linder creeps in again. The point man very active on both sides tonight. Jason Blake now sorts it out. 20 seconds left to go in the period. It's cleared all the way down by Ryan Miller. This will be icing as Linder is on the touch.
Well, the Buffalo Sabres, we mentioned, a very good team in terms of coming back in this new NHL. Look at how many times they've trailed by 2 in regulation, unfazed in their ability to stick with the game plan, trust in the 4-line rotation, the 6 defense as a group, and just continue to play the way you expect to play, no matter whether you're down 1 or 2 goals.
15 and a fraction left to go here in the period. Off the draw, which is won by Robitaille, but gained by Drury. Moved inside for Briere. Nullified by Hill. Marc-Andre Bergeron clears it all the way down to Ryan Miller. That should do it in the period. 15 shots for the New York Islanders, 2 goals. 10 shots for the Buffalo Sabres. Tony Ludman has scored late, and it's a 1-goal contest. So Ludman has provided life, but you talk about energy. Rick DiPietro has brought it tonight for the New York Islanders here in Game 2. So the Islanders have a 2-1 lead after 20 minutes in Buffalo. Game number 2 of the Eastern Conference quarterfinal series. Jack Edwards, Keith Jones, Brian Engblom on the other side as we go to our Hockey Central studios. You're watching the Stanley Cup playoffs right here on Versus.
When you want to get away,
Let's go, girls.
Enterprise Rent-A-Car will pick you up free and get you on your way. Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
Pressure. Enemy of engines. Enemy of pressure. Pennzoil Platinum Full Synthetic with adaptive molecules that continually join forces to help conquer pressure.
An important message from Sprint. You know the feeling. You can't take care of business the way others do. It's called connectile dysfunction, a condition caused by inadequate broadband coverage. The cure? Sprint Mobile Broadband. It works in twice the cities of Singular's Broadband Connect. So you can be you again. Get a free Sprint card. Visit sprint.com/mobile broadband.
Sprint. Power up.
In a town defined by its hockey team, the Detroit Red Wings chased their 4th championship in the last decade. But 2 players are at a crossroads in their pursuit. One is a legendary goalie hoping for one more shot at glory, while the other is a matinee idol with the impatience of youth who wants it all now.
Beautiful play!
Follow the Red Wings' quest for the Cup on Versus and NBC, then log on to NHL.com for complete coverage of the Stanley Cup playoffs.
He lives as one of them. He eats, speaks, and behaves just as they do. He knows their language and is using it to teach them how to be wild. A Man Among Wolves. Premieres Monday at 9 on Channel 186. The National Geographic Channel. Dare to explore.
Dish Network Pay-Per-View gives you 3 easy ways to order your favorite movies, sports, events, and adult entertainment. It's as simple as pressing a button when you order pay-per-view by remote. If you're on the web, go to dishnetwork.com/PPV and order online. Or call 1-877-DISH-PPV to order by phone. All the latest movies, sports, events, and adult entertainment are right at your fingertips. And with 3 easy ways to order, nothing could be more convenient. Order Dish Network Pay-Per-View today.
The NHL Stanley Cup playoffs on Versus is brought to you by the all-new 2008 Dodge Avenger. The perfect combination of innovation, bold style, and spirited performance. Dodge, official vehicles of the NHL.
It's 2-1 Islanders over Buffalo in Game 2 of their playoff series. In the game you're watching on Versus, welcome to Hockey Central alongside Brian Engblom and Keith Jones. I'm Jack Edwards. Let's look at highlights from this afternoon in Ottawa. The Sens leading the Pens 2-1 in the 3rd period as we pick it up.
Gary Roberts had a huge effect in this game, especially in the 3rd period. A tying goal to make it 2-2 and give Pittsburgh some really needed momentum. But Chris Kelly comes right back for the Ottawa Senators. Beautiful pass on the back end from Dean McCammon. Kelly snaps it home, makes it 3-2 Ottawa.
Gary Roberts not done yet on the forecheck here. Here comes number 10. The big hit. Ouellette picks up the puck and feeds Jordan Stahl, his 2nd of the playoffs. That ties it at 3. And look at the passing here. Recchi to Crosby. Crosby finishes it. The game-winning goal. Watch Crosby. Patton Crosby here. One leg down. Protects it. Gets his stick on it and puts it into the net. The Pittsburgh Penguins have a huge win in Ottawa.
After skating almost 23 minutes in Game 1, Crosby's on ice for less than 18 minutes in Game 2, but has the game winner. A reminder, Game 3 of that series on Versus tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. The Rangers were in Atlanta looking to go up 2-0. Kari Lehtinen has a seat on the bench. Johan Hedberg gets the start.
Johan Hedberg was really good, but this guy, Lundqvist, Henrik Lundqvist, was outstanding in this game. He made some key critical saves so many times throughout the game.
Rangers get a good bounce here. Avery's dumping off the glass and beats Hedberg into the empty net. That gave the Rangers a 1-0 lead. And in the 3rd period, the Atlanta Thrashers keep it coming. Ilya Kovalchuk, the goal there. He was a force in this hockey game. Big hits, and the big goal tied it at 1.
Only 4 minutes to go in the game. The Rangers on the attack. Sean Avery, who had that first goal, gets it right here, fakes the shot, gets it to Brendan Shanahan. His first goal of the playoffs, and the New York Rangers win this one 2-1.
Atlanta is the 9th franchise to fall behind 2-0 in its first ever playoff series. Only one has come back to win, and that was the 1968 Minnesota North Stars. Well, let's look at the Rangers, Mr. Wonderful. You know, there are 29 teams that can't stand the guy, but one team really loves him.
Yeah, the Rangers, if you look at it, they were in a 3-7 stretch when they picked up Sean Avery. They are now 19-6-6 with Sean Avery in the lineup. Everybody loves to get after Sean Avery, but he'll take the abuse, he'll take the hits, and he'll dish them out. Kachuk and Avery were going at it all night. There's Kovalchuk with a huge hit on Sean Avery late in the hockey game. Avery, he loves it. He loves the attention. He loves to feed off it, and his teammates feed off it as well. I don't know how much he likes the Atlanta fans there, but Sean Avery got a fortunate bounce here. Good things happen to good people, Brian. That's why Sean Avery gets the bounce, and he came up big with the assist late in this hockey game, feeding his buddy Brendan Shanahan for the game-winning goal. So a great job once again by Sean Avery. The love is just leaking out of him right there. Loves to play, and the Ranger fans love to watch him play.
What time is Pens and Sens game 3 tomorrow? 6 p.m. on Versus. Very good. What's the over-under on me mentioning that? I don't know, 150 tonight. But Brian, Gary Roberts, after game 1, said, I'm not worried about the experience in this room. Maybe the words of reassurance. He knew he had to back up the words with his actions on the ice, and boy, did he today.
Gary Roberts was really good. The Pittsburgh Penguins had a lot of things to fix after game 1. And when you have to fix a lot of things, you go to experience and you go with the gritty guys. And you start by working in the corners and hammering away. And Gary Roberts fits all of those bills. But when you score key goals on the power play on top of this one tied it at 2. Gary Roberts was leading the way. I'm sure he did in the locker room. Then number 10 in white, turning the puck loose there for that Jordan Stahl goal that put them back in the game one more time. Roberts, along with the other gritty guys on his team, just made a huge statement for the Pittsburgh Penguins in that I think also Armstrong, Maxime Talbot was outstanding. All these guys are the ones that helped turn it around. You got Crosby now with a couple of points in this series and Malkin, and that makes a huge difference too. So you got the skilled guys scoring goals, but it was started by the Roberts and the Talbots and the Armstrongs that got things turned around for the Pittsburgh Penguins. They were hitting like crazy, especially in the first period.
Well, the Islanders are turning things around in the game that we are watching on Versus, and could the Tampa Bay Lightning turn things around against the New Jersey Devils? They're underway right now in the Swamp, and we'll have highlights of their game coming up next on Versus.
Introducing the all-new Dodge Avenger. The all-new Dodge Avenger. It's a natural performer.
You can do it. Come on, guys. Don't give up. You're almost there. Throw that shoulder and mantle.
Who are they?
It's my network.
I'm okay.
Guys, it's 10 feet.
There's most reliable, and there's everyone else. Join Verizon Wireless now. Buy one Samsung with Bcash for just $49.99 and get the second free. Only from the network you can test drive. Verizon Wireless. It's the network.
They've stormed beaches and freed countries. They've raised our flag and our hope. They've been called leathernecks. They've been called devil dogs. But above all, they're called Marines.
Code Green. I think I've lost him.
Hey, haven't I seen you before?
You sure have.
Look out! Whoa! My car! It's too late to report my claim now.
Don't you have Esurance?
I do.
At Esurance, you can report your claim 24/7, online or on the phone. Always fast and friendly. You'll be back on the road in no time. Duty calls. If you're on the go, you've got to have Esurance.
Save on 24/7 claim service at Esurance.com.
All the time, you feel me? Man, what's the deal with them? Hey, bugging.
Greasy fast food can slow you down. Introducing Subway Fresh Fit Meals with new better-for-you sides and drinks. It fits into the American Heart Association's approach to a healthy lifestyle. So fuel up and power on. Subway, play hard, eat fresh.
Game 2, Tampa Bay at New Jersey with the Devils leading 1-0.
The Lightning shorthanded. Look at the play by Brad Richards here. An even better one by Eric Perrin. Philippe Kuba finishes off. It's a 1-0 Tampa Bay lead.
On the power play, still in the first period, Brian Rafalski shoots from the point. Zach Parise, he scores so many goals from their third goal of the series already. It's 1-1.
Holmquist with 16 saves on 17 shots so far. Tomorrow, Detroit tries to go up 2-0 on Calgary. That game's on NBC at 1 p.m. We have the Ottawa-Pittsburgh Game 3 at 6. Anaheim and Mini, Vancouver and Dallas, our late game on Versus. We'll be back to Hockey Central in a second.
The only thing more exciting than watching the Tour de France on Versus is to watch it live at the finish line. The Ride of Your Life Sweepstakes, brought to you by Versus and Hampton Hotels. Book a room at any Hampton hotel on Hampton.com. Enter the promo code TOUR, and you'll be entered to win one of 2 grand prize trips to Paris, with VIP seating to watch the 2007 Tour come to a dramatic finish. Don't let this ride pass you by. The Ride of Your Life Sweepstakes, and watch the Tour de France on Versus.
I've always wanted a farm, like my grandparents used to have, with the stable, you know, for the horses. A place where everyone can get together. Kids, grandkids, all my cousins, the whole family. And then pass it on to all the generations that come after me.
You once made a promise to yourself about your future. At John Hancock, we have the products you need to help build, protect, and sustain the future you've always wanted. John Hancock, the future is yours.
Once in a lifetime, the home playoff debut of Kid Crosby. Tomorrow at 6 Eastern on Versus.
The man was Lafitte, private banker to the world's terrorists, which would explain how he could set up a high-stakes poker game at Casino Royale in Montenegro.
I hope our little game isn't causing you to perspire.
Showdown in Motown. The 2 winningest PBR riders in history are about to collide.
Oh, wow.
Adriano is number 1. Justin's hot on his tail. And the rankest bulls on the planet want to wreck them both.
Uh-oh.
The PBR from Auburn Hills continues tonight, 10 Eastern, only on Versus.
In Buffalo tonight on Versus, Bruno Gervais gets his first playoff goal to put the Islanders up 2-0, but it's 2-1 heading to the second. We'll send it back to Buffalo. We're back in a flash.
The V-Stars from Star Motorcycles, and introducing the fuel-injected V-Star 1300. We build it, you make it your own, exclusively at your Yamaha dealer. Now get payments as low as $69 a month until 2009, plus up to $1,000 cash back.
I was talking to my buddy from the suburbs about all the things that need to be done this time of year. Fertilizing, spraying, trimming, mulching, mowing. He says he has people who do all that. I said same here. Me, myself, and I.
Time to spring into savings at Tractor Supply. Through April 22nd, get a $300 gift card when you buy our 23-horsepower Husky Supreme, or a $150 card with this 20-horsepower Husky. The stuff you need out here is in here. Tractor Supply.
Fear, pain, agony. They won't last. Glory is forever. Don't
any Bulldog fight mixed martial arts action. Bulldog Fight St. Petersburg. Check local listings or visit bulldogfight.com for details.
Want a 4-star hotel at a 2-star price? Go to Hotwire.com. When 3- and 4-star hotels have unsold rooms, they use Hotwire to fill them, so you get them at prices lower than any other travel site, guaranteed. Like 4 stars in San Francisco, Travelocity price $219, Hotwire price just $102. Why risk paying more when Hotwire gets you unsold rooms at deep discounts? Hotwire.com. 4-star hotels, 2-star prices.
Hotwire, Hotwire.com.
Save big on car rentals, too, from $13.95 a day.
So it's down to Sprint Mobile Broadband and Singular Broadband Connect. Great.
We need powerful coverage. Is your network in Denver?
Yes. Pittsburgh?
Yes.
Minneapolis?
No.
Yes.
Sprint Mobile Broadband works in twice as many cities as Singular's Broadband Connect.
Yes.
Yes. No.
Buffalo?
Yes.
Eugene?
Wait, what was that?
Buffalo?
Oh, no. Yes. Omaha? Yes.
Richmond?
Yes.
Get a free Sprint card. Visit sprint.com/mobile broadband.
Colorado Springs?
Yes.
Sprint. Power up.
Lansing?
The NHL Stanley Cup Playoffs on Versus is brought to you by the all-new 2008 Dodge Avenger. The perfect combination of innovation, bold style, and spirited performance. Dodge, official vehicles of the NHL.
Welcome back to Buffalo as we continue with our coverage of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Mike Sillinger is wearing a microphone tonight. Let's listen in with Mic'd Up, presented by Bud Light.
Yeah, get the puck to the net from all angles here, boys. Every time we get a chance. Hey, City, right here! Yep. Ah, Stu! Hey! Yeah! Good job, Stu! Yeah, boys! No, I was a little in front of me, I was going to one-time it, but he put it, so he dragged the whole guy there. But if he gives me a good pass, well, he can't. He has to put it where he can't. He has to be safe.
We'll take a look at the numbers on Mike Sillinger. Always a wanted man. 12 teams during his career. 8 teams have qualified for the playoffs. He's always been one of those guys that clubs have thought, Rick, they would get over the hump with Mike Sillinger.
Yeah, nice addition no matter what time you add him during the regular season, whether it's at the beginning of the year, a through trade, deadline deal. He's one of those character guys, great in the face-off circle, and he's got a real competitive spirit.
Tonight's game presented in the true beauty of high definition here on Versus. John Portland, Andy Brickley, Chris Simpson with you and our great crew. Game number 2, Eastern Conference quarterfinals. The Sabres have a 1-game lead, winning game 1 Thursday night 4-1, but the Islanders have come out strong in this hockey game, scoring twice early, and then the late goal by Tony Lutman, which has brought Buffalo back.
And that was a huge goal. It got the Sabres fans back into it. They were tremendous fans in game 1, as they've been all year long, with the tremendous string of sellouts that they've had here, that 7th man, so to speak. But they were kind of taken out of it with that 2-goal lead for the Islanders, and the late goal by Lutman got them right back in it.
This town is in love with the Buffalo Sabres. There's just no doubt about it. And they were so close last year, losing in game number 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals against Carolina, and on to win the Stanley Cup. And they have a hunger ever since to get back to it. But they need 15 more wins to do it. For the first time in their long franchise history, if they can do it. Now it's cleared in. Kalinin cutting it off in front of Ryan Miller. Pominville had his pocket pick. Aaron Asham holding. His shot is blocked on the way through. Now along the board. The Islanders right on the puck. Capped low by Randy Robitaille. Jason Blake to the point man. It's Tom Poti. Blake again. Inside right on, and Miller hangs on to it early in this second period.
Well, we saw the New York Islanders take a very conservative approach in game 1, period 1. That did not work for them. And when you do that, you really play into the Buffalo Sabres' hands, because look how dominant Buffalo has been in period 2, outscoring their opponents 116-75. A lot of games end in period number 2 when you play Buffalo. Islanders certainly aware of that, and they wanted to get away from that conservative game plan. Certainly did in period 1 with 16 shots on goal.
They averaged almost 4 goals a game during the regular season. They had 4 30-goal men. No other team had that. Vanek was one of those players. 43 goals
and a +47, which led the National Hockey League. Around the boards now. Miro Shatan looking in the slot intended for Victor Kozlov. It's stolen by Buffalo's Derek Roy. Played along the board, Gervais and a steal. His shot fended off by Miller. Sednick the rebound. Ryan Miller tries to locate it. He does. With help from the defense, and they get the face-off.
You got to make sure Ryan Miller's the guy tying this puck up, especially if it's in that shaded blue crease area, because you could get a penalty shot as a result. Thomas Vanek, he took off into the neutral zone because he thought Derek Roy had possession of the puck. That's that fast break offense. As you get a look at that puck just pinballing all over the place in front of Ryan Miller. Initial save, two Islanders hanging out in front of the net. Shatan looking for that loose puck. The whistle blows. Shatan backhands it into an empty net, but they're not going to count that one.
No. I'm with you, Brick. Usually I am. Now through the center ice area. Bergeron. Trent Hunter now away from Connolly. At the line they walk in. Here's a chance. Go to leak and a good stick check by Ryan Smith. That's free and back of the goal this way for Trent Hunter. He has one of two Islander goals thus far. Sillinger moving it off for Tom Poti, and again they hit the line. Moving wide, Smith ahead of Talinder. Ryan Smith looking for Trent Hunter. Now it's loose this way, and the Sabres try to wheel it out. Go to leak. Off his edge. Crowd moans at HSBC Arena. Smith with a shot taken off Ludman and wide. Hunter waiting for Sillinger. Henrik Talinder shovels it back out to the center zone, and the Islanders regroup.
A nice diving play by Tom Poti. He uses an exceptionally long stick relative to his height. He's not trying to make a play. He's just trying to make a defending play and knock it back to Rick DiPietro.
Don't forget, following our Stanley Cup playoff coverage here on Versus, we'll get you right out to Michigan for exciting bull riding action. It's the PBR from Auburn Hills next on Versus. We'll get back and we'll watch that, you and I.
I'll tell you, I spent a year playing hockey in Denver, and I had never been to one of the PBRs, and I went phenomenal. For a city boy from Boston, I loved it.
I think you might want to try it sometime. You're a tough player in your day. You can handle a ball.
In my days.
Huh?
Putting the injuries behind us, John.
Puck is cleared all the way back. In the Islanders zone, Sean Hill is there to play it. Moving it off for Jason Blake. He'll settle it down. He'll be an unrestricted free agent at season's end. Sean Hill brings it back. And through the center ice area, Randy Robitaille ahead of Drew Stafford. Stafford's been up and down 9 times in the American Hockey League, playing with Rochester. Great-looking young player from the University of North Dakota, Kalinin. Centers one. Zubras out in front. A chance goes wide off the stick of Stafford. Now along the wall, kept in by Zubras. DiPietro loves to handle it, but he turns it over, and Drew Stafford's shot goes astray. Campbell taps it back to neutral ice. Sabres now will reorganize. It's about 4 minutes gone in the second period.
Campbell was expecting Palmenville to rotate back to the right point. Big hit by Sean Hill in the neutral zone on Palmenville.
Sednick runs into the goal. It's knocked off the pegs. We'll get a face-off, I believe, in the Islanders zone. We'll take a look at that physicality from Sean Hill.
Well, Sean Hill is just so active physically, loves the game of hockey, been around a long time, always in the middle of scrums. Great open ice hitter when given the opportunity. He and Brendan Witt have brought a real texture to this Islander back line. They play physical, they're aggressive, they're good leaders. Doesn't matter if you're a skill guy or a tough guy, you are a target in their eyes, and they were strong plus-minus guys this year for Teddy Nolan.
Daniel Briere on the draw, opposed by Victor Kozlov. Off the face-off now. Jochen Hess had it, he lost it. Shatan headmans the puck. Here's Richard Sednick. Sednick tries to undress Ryan Campbell. It didn't work. And away go the Sabres. Briere at the line. And a good job of not giving up the blue line by Tom Poti. Now it's rolled back by Buffalo. Marc-Andre Bergeron. Tom Poti now will sort it out. 15:37 as we see left to go in the second period. Brought out here by Kozlov. Along the wing for Shatan. His shot caught off and covered by Ryan Miller. Tampa Bay, New Jersey. Let's go to Hockey Central. Here's Jack.
The Lightning down by a game and down by a goal, but Jason Ward steals from Brian Giunta. Brad Richards to Marty St. Louis from the bottom of the circle to tie it. It's 2-2 after 2. They'll go to the third period tied. Let's send it back to John and Andy in Buffalo.
Thank you, Jack. Tell you what, some great series developing now. The second game, you see the character of the teams that lost game one. And now going down, a delayed whistle against the Islanders here as Vanek was tackled. And the extra man, Kalinin inside. They roll one out in front. The Islanders get control. Holding is the call. And we will see a Buffalo power play.
And with that delayed penalty, the Sabres had an opportunity with a 3-on-2. Finneganov picks up the loose puck after Vanek gets dragged down by Andy Hilbert. Job by Vanek just to chip that puck to the offensive zone, keep your feet moving. Arguable as to who was holding who, but Vanek gets the benefit of the call. Hilbert goes to the box. So Finneganov, he tried to make a play, but his pass to the trailing defenseman in his feet. And the Sabres don't get a clean, quality scoring chance as a result.
Eric Roy, Thomas Vanek, Max Finneganov up front. Kalinin and Pominville man the points. This is Kalinin. Now Finneganov from the wall. Derek Roy on the half boards now. Finneganov holding on to it. Cody Smith looking at him. Pominville on the weak side away from Sillinger. Saucer pass finding Jason Pominville. Good aggressive play by Sillinger. The Islanders were very passive in game one in terms of their penalty killing. They were exploited up top and down low. Kalinin shot deflects wide. Now out of the mess, Pominville all the way across. Campbell with a chance that goes wide. I'm sorry, that was the Finneganov. Now it's held in by Pominville. Along the boards, Jason Pominville for Derek Roy. Finneganov now will settle it down. Back to Finneganov, turns. Again, he's watched closely by Ryan Smith. They center, tipped right on by Vanek. DiPietro was sharp.
Thomas Vanek, 3 tip opportunities, 2 of which he got. DiPietro gets the last one, and they all came in a different variety. Vanek works the front of the net as well as anybody in the National Hockey League. No wonder he was a 40-plus goal scorer. It's just a simple little redirect. It's not even a handle, turn and shoot. But DiPietro reads the play well, gets a good push from left to right. Now he's square to that redirect.
Briere, Drury up front. They're joined on this line combination by Jochen Hesch. And the back end is occupied here by Campbell and Connolly. Trent Hunter goes to work. Hunter now out of the corner. Connolly lost it. Hunter tries to set up Richard Park. Away go the Sabres. You're looking at Daniel Briere. Briere walking in, pulling up. Holding onto it now, Daniel Briere. So fancy with it. Campbell's shot is snared by DiPietro.
Great recognition by Danny Briere that he couldn't beat his man one-on-one. Gets in by the tops of the circles, and he's able to curl back. And by doing so, he allows the traffic to all flow to the net, and it opens up a lane out high for the one-timer. Campbell with the big drive. Good look at Zubris trying to get the redirect. Concentration by DiPietro. We said he's got a great glove hand on display right there.
Zubris stays out with Drury and Briere. Campbell flushed out by Robitaille. Here's Tim Connolly. He was originally an Islander draft choice. Now it's brought out by Briere. 22 seconds on the power play. Drury going after it. Back to the point for Campbell. Going wide, Connolly. Now Campbell again. Chris Drury. 13 game-winning goals in the playoffs. Briere rather for Drury. Now back to the point. Drury gets it again. Down low, Briere. He centers one off DiPietro. Brian Campbell up top. Made off the boards for Connolly. Wide open. Drury hammers one, and DiPietro makes the save, and out of the box is Andy Hilbert. It's a 2-on-1 with Smith. Hilbert holding on to it. Shot taken, denied by Ryan Miller. And we get a whistle. Lindy Ruff on the other side as we continue with game number 2.
Bold, aggressive styling. Incredibly precise handling. Electronic stability program. 5-speed auto stick transmission. Dodge Charger SXT. It has the power to make anyone emotional.
Switch to Valvoline's Max Life, and there's no telling how long your car will keep going. Max Life not only protects against friction, but also leaks, deposits, and sludge, the 4 major causes of high-mileage engine breakdown. Long live your car.
You need to have the power to get out front. Whenever you push the throttle, it's there instantly.
You can really feel it in the seat of your pants. Everything was in one package.
1970. When Bobby Orr scores this overtime goal, some call him the best ever. Everyone else was speechless. The NHL Stanley Cup Playoffs on Versus. Do or die.
Back in Buffalo, Lindy Ruff is our guest. Lindy, thank you for joining us, and tell us about the challenges you face here in Game 2.
Well, I think with DiPietro playing the puck, we didn't do a very good job with our dump-ins and allowed him to play the puck quite efficiently in the first period.
Thanks, Lindy.
You're welcome.
You know, Brick, you talked about it at the top, too. And it's not only how many saves this guy has, but how he alters their team game, and that's what Lindy Ruff was talking about.
Really relieves a lot of the pressure that's on the defenseman to have to handle dump-ins. You know, you try to stand up in the neutral zone as a defenseman, especially against a team like Buffalo that has such a great counter-attack team. You want to have that gap control.
Shatan with a shot, and Miller got a piece of it. Campbell now. Ryan Campbell drops it back. Eric Roy away from Zednik along the boards now. Pops out for Vanek. And the Sabres attack again. Finnegan off, using his speed, going wide. Holding on to it now and turning back. Finnegan off. Two defenders right there. It's stolen by Shatan. And the crowd is getting impatient with the home team right now.
They just like booing Shatan, the former Sabre, every time he touches the puck.
Vanek over the line. Moving wide of Campoli. Now he uses the back of the goal. It's centered in front. Nobody home for Buffalo. Ludman at the point. Risting one, it's tipped wide off of Randy Robitaille out in front. But then again off turn. It's denied and knocked out of midair by Gervais. Ludman races across. Now Shatan is camped out. It's broken up by Talinder. 11:47 left to go in the second period. 2-1. The Islanders have the same lead they had after 20 minutes. Pominville lost his stick. Hess, his opportunity is handled in front as Campoli went down. Tomorrow at 6 Eastern, we have Sidney Crosby's first ever playoff game in Pittsburgh as the Senators and Penguins go at it in Game 3. Then Vancouver and Dallas shoot it out in Big D Monday night. These two teams go to Long Island for Game number 3. The NHL on Versus, do or die. Off the face-off, Bergeron turned it over. Here's a chance. Right out in front. Another block by the Islanders as Robitaille went down.
A pretty good idea of Buffalo and how they like to use their defense. Teppo Newman recognizing the seam, gets inside his man. Gets a pretty good scoring chance. There's a nice sacrifice dive by Robitaille.
Here they come again. Pominville shot denied. A big rebound for Hesh. And it rolled off the shaft of his stick. Shot taken by Kalinin. Stopped by DiPietro. And he melts it down as it came right back. He got a fortuitous bounce. And Daniel Briere at the side of the goal. He can't believe it. DiPietro's getting it done.
It appears that that rebound opportunity to Hesh. Puck is in the air, the drive by Pominville. He bats it out of the air, but he just can't corral it at the very last second. Slides off his stick. Gonna look from the goal cam. DiPietro makes the stop. Lively rebound. Hesh just going to the net. That's the way the Sabres play. Attack, crash the net. Look for second and third opportunities. Hesh just a little unlucky.
Trent Hunter away for Ryan Smith. Smith drops it back. Conley is there for Buffalo. Brendan Witt angles off the boards. The turning stick of Smith back for Hill. Sean Hill from the blue line, wide of Ryan Miller. Along the boards now, Adam Mayer engaged by Sillinger. Puck is loose, and again the Sabres go to work. Alish Kotelik on Sean Hill. A good defensive play by Hill. Hunter down low. Turns it over, possibly to Mayer. He does. Here's Ludman at the point. His shot angles wide. It's played as you see it from ice level by Trent Hunter. He took a hit but got it out. Now Ryan Smith. A weak shot handled by Ryan Miller. And we get a stoppage.
But this goes right to what Mike Sillinger was saying when we eavesdropped on him. Everything to the net. Smith into the shift. He's into the offensive zone. Why not put it on goal? You already saw somewhat of a weak goal on the Bruno Gervais goal. So keep throwing things in the direction of Ryan Miller even when you're making a line change. We saw a shot by Miroslav Shatan earlier this period from the opposite side of the ice. quick little snapshot from the top of the circle gave Miller some problems with the right pass.
The Yashin line comes out for Ted Nolan. And Lindy Ruff going with Drury now, along with Stafford and Zubras. It goes wide of Miller. Hilbert. It's actually Yashin. Yashin now is held up a bit. Now he takes a hold of Spacek. Hilbert looks for Park. And it's broken up by Drury away for Dinah Zubras. Zubras in his first action in the playoffs since 2003 with Washington. Now it's knocked down in front. Stafford goes after it. Park to the center ice area. Spacek in the center zone. Yashin now at the line. Moves it in. Chatting with Islander coach Ted Nolan after our next time out. He's brought out here by Brian Campbell with help from Stafford. Eric Roy. Lead pass unattainable. Coming across, and Zubras lays the body hard on Gervais. And the crowd here tries to inspire Buffalo as they pick up their physical play. Now they walk in. Good job defending by Campoli. Panic, stripped clean, but it's brought in offside by Brian Campbell. Teddy Nolan, what a story. We hear from him when we come back.
Introducing the all-new Dodge Avenger.
Commence heat-seeking missile test.
With a heated cup holder. .5-liter V6. And ESP with all-speed traction control. Oh, did we mention the cup holder also cools? The all-new Dodge Avenger.
Hey, these guys joined my team and lost weight. Mike Golick, 51 pounds.
Sean Salisbury, 35 pounds.
Scott Conover, 100 pounds.
Hey, Marino, I lost 32 pounds.
Get real results with Nupra System for Men.
You know, my wife told me I'm not as disgusting to her as I used to be.
Call or go online now to get 4 weeks of awesome food. Plus, through this special offer, you'll also get an extra week of hearty meals free.
Burgers, pizzas, lasagna, pot roast.
Eat like a man and still lose weight.
Our secret is the breakthrough science of the glycemic advantage that separates good carbs from bad. Now carbs are no longer off limits.
Nutrisystem worked for me. Trust me, it'll work for you.
About $10 a day gets you 4 full weeks of rib-sticking meals.
Pick up the phone and lose weight.
Order our 4-week men's program and get an extra 7 breakfasts, lunches, dinners, and desserts. A full week of food and a $70 value absolutely free. So call now.
Back in Buffalo, Ted Nolan is our guest. Teddy, tell us about what you see tonight and how it differs from Game 1.
Well, anytime you add a guy like we added into our lineup tonight, it has a tendency to change your whole outlook on things. Ricky's a very competitive guy, and he's doing a good job for us here tonight.
Ted, address the character on this team, what they had down the stretch, and how important it is.
Pardon me?
Address the character your group has and the job they did down the stretch.
We got very strong character guys. We went out in the offseason. We got Sillinger first of all, and we got Hill, we got Chris Simon, and Tom Pody, and all these guys that came in with a whole different attitude and kind of rubbed off on the rest of the group. And then all of a sudden you add a guy like Ryan Smith into our group. It's a real good competitive type of group we have here.
Thanks, Teddy.
Thank you.
It's amazing how they've granted us this access now, Brick, and they can coach and do 2 things at the same time in a playoff game.
A pivotal game for Teddy Nolan's club. Yep. You're a 2-1 lead. It's better than halfway through the hockey game. You're in a TV timeout. You try to exercise some strategy, talk to your guys, and for him to be able to take a few minutes and give us some insight right from the coaches, the way he sees the game and the importance of what players he has on the ice. Incredible.
Panic now. It's it back. Kalinin moving wide. Newman in his shot. Hit a man on the way through, and going down that time, a good block by Aaron Asham. Asham along the boards, depending enough there for Buffalo. The Islanders hanging on to this 1-goal lead. 8:29 left to go in the second period.
Well, it's been a good hockey game to this point. The Islanders jumping on top early with a much better first period than they had in Game 1. Buffalo with that late first period goal got the crowd back in it. They've been strong here in period number 2. Has the home team, Rick DiPietro, fighting a lot of traffic. There's been opportunities, there's been redirect chances, but no real clear second and third chances where it's just Shooter and DiPietro.
Buffalo is out shooting the Islanders 10-6 in this period. They were outshot 16-10 in period 1. DiPietro met by Briere, broken up by Sillinger, and now it's Ryan Smith's turn. Smith coming up on Ludman. Ryan Smith. What a job for Hunter. Oh, and Ryan Miller makes the save.
Boy, Brick, it didn't look like much would come from that, but the Islanders made it happen.
Ryan Smith has the ability to make something out of nothing. You know, he works the front of the net so well. People are well aware of that, but his open ice moves are very good, too. He stays right with this puck, fights through his man. Unfortunately for Trent Hunter, this puck is on edge. He doesn't really get a clean sweep at it. You can see how that puck's bouncing, and it has to be an aerial pass. But the ability to even get a one-timer away in that situation, a credit to Trent Hunter as well. But a nice read by Ryan Miller to be there.
Caution is out there with Andy Hilbert and Richard Park for the Islanders. Lindy Ruff has Chris Drury along with Drew Stafford and Dinah Zubris. Stafford now moving up on the play. He'll try and roll it in. Stafford has taken a couple of turns on this line in the place of Alish Godley. Now along the boards. Park cuts across. Cody stolen by Drury. In the slot, Stafford on and off his stick. Added down by Bergeron. Hilbert tries to clear. Held in by Spacek. Good job by Hilbert, and now it's cleared in by Richard Park. And there is trouble. The Islanders doing a pretty good job getting the puck out. Dinah Zubris with his back to the play. Shatan is on him. The Islanders are strong on the boards in this one as they try to even this best-of-7 series. Dinah Zubris will feed it in as the Sabres roll a change, and DiPietro leaves it for Chris Campoli. 13 minutes gone in the second period. New York Islanders holding on to a one-goal lead in game 2. To the center zone. Kalinin batted down. Sednik turns it. And it deflects wide. Kalinin has control. Laid off the boards by Kozlov. And again, out to neutral ice.
Well, you can really see Buffalo go into that 1-2-2 set on the controlled breakout by the Islanders.
Let's get to the Dodge storyline here and tell what has happened here in game number 2. Rick DiPietro, his first game since March 25th. It's been great. The Islanders on goals by Trent Hunter and young Bruno Gervais, his first ever playoff goal. Tony Ludman scoring late in the first period for the Buffalo Sabres, putting them down by 1.
And it's Gervais that has the go-ahead goal. It was a 2-0 lead before Ludman cut into it, but he will now go to the penalty box. He tried to make a play from about 15 feet inside his own defensive zone up the right wing boards. Got it up a little too high.
So delay of game charged to Bruno Gervais. He will sit, as you see, and the Buffalo power play goes to work. Derek Roy, Thomas Vanek, Max Afinogenov. The second unit comes out for Lindy Ruff. The point men are Dmitry Kalinin and Jason Pominville. 13:23, the time of that penalty. So we'll see if the Sabres can get a lift here with a power play goal. And again, they had 2 power play markers in game 1. It goes by DiPietro. Cody, back of the goal, settled down by Vanek. Here's Pominville, inserting off for Vanek all the way across. They love to do that. Roy, inside Afinogenov. Max Afinogenov holding onto it. And directly off the boards for Pominville, he gets it back. Afinogenov again to the point. Kalinin, inside right on the tape of Roy. Kalinin, shot taken wide. Afinogenov looking for the redirect. Here's Derek Roy. And a good poke check from Mike Sillinger. Comes out to center ice.
Just a little overhandling by Derek Roy. They were moving the puck well, getting a good look from the middle of the point.
You can sense the urgency. Vanek on the tape. Briere with a shot handled by DiPietro.
That was a pass that was redirected by Afinogenov.
Vanek walks. Shooting one. DiPietro knocks it down with help from Tom Poti. And Poti now will sort it out and clear it. Killing time.
The crowd looking for a penalty call on Sillinger. He laid out Afinogenov right in front of Rick DiPietro.
Tim Connolly comes calling, dragging, moving. Oh, a good job by Sean Hill. And immediately the Islanders get it out. 30 seconds left in the power play.
A minute, Sean Hill is that deep in his zone defensively, inside the tops of the circles. He's giving up the shot. At that point, Connolly's going to take it.
Here's Campbell. Ryan Campbell gets a jolt. And Sean Hill, Daniel Briere from the half wall. Briere now 63 assists during the regular season, holding on to it. Moving it off, Curry. Back to the point. They work it around the clock. Here's Campbell. Up top. Holding it, Connolly. His shot deflects in. Kicked out with a purpose. by DiPietro. Now Sabres to the point. Conley's shot whistles wide, and Gervais is back. Now Briere centers one off bodies. Here's Ludman. Tony Ludman rolls it inside. Sabres from the boards. Centers across. Nobody home. Moving up Campbell. Campbell again with a shot. It's tipped right on. DiPietro can't find it. Robitaille turns it over to Briere. Now Campbell creeps in again. Back at full strength. They continue to apply pressure. And the Islanders finally get it out.
Great pressure. We talked about the importance of the power play, and even though they don't get a power play goal in period one, it led to the 5-on-5 goal.
Take a look at the Warrior, Sean Hill, as the Islanders have shown all kinds of desperation here in game number 2. Sillinger gets it done right out in front.
Dodge Ram. It's got a legendary heavy V8 with 345 horsepower. An all-new 6.7-liter Cummins turbo diesel with 650 pound-feet of torque. A high-strength steel frame with fully boxed rails. Over 5,000 pounds payload available. Or up to 16,900 pounds of towing. Dodge Ram. The longest-lasting, most durable line of full-size pickups.
An important message from Sprint. You know the feeling. You can't take care of business the way others do. It's called connectile dysfunction, a condition caused by inadequate broadband coverage. The cure? Sprint Mobile Broadband. It works in twice the cities of Singular's Broadband Connect, so you can be you again. Get a free Sprint card. Visit sprint.com/mobile broadband.
Sprint. Power up. Heat. Enemy of engines. Enemy of heat. Pennzoil Platinum Full Synthetic with adaptive molecules that continually separate and reform to help conquer heat.
When you want to get away,
Let's go, girls.
Enterprise Rent-A-Car will pick you up free and get you on your way. Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
And welcome back to Hockey Central. I'm Jack Edwards. Coming up on the Verizon Wireless Intermission Report, Brian Engblom and Keith Jones will join me. We break down all the action from the second period of the Isles-Buffalo game. Plus, we check in on Game 2. The Lightning has just gone ahead of the Devils. It's all ahead right now. We send it back to Buffalo. John, Andy, and Chris.
Thank you, Jack. It's been a good one. 3:50 left to go here in Game 2. Buffalo has a one-game lead in this best-of-7 series. Thursday night, 4-1. Numanen shot blocked by Aaron Asham. It comes out to center ice. He pokes it by Numanen. He walks in, and Asham is denied by Kalinin. Numanen gets it back, and now Blake. From the boards, Jason Blake goes to work. Hunting on Teppo Numanen. Back to the point. Campoli. Off for Blake again. Blake thinking about a shot. Blocked by Numanen. Back to the point. Campoli. From the wall, Blake. Inside for Kozlov, turning on Kalinin. We know Gervais is up on the play. That corner now where it's picked off by Dmitry Kalinin. But the Islanders trap the zone, and they've been doing that all night. Kalinin checked by Victor Kozlov. Kozlov digs it out. With his soft hands, he tries to set up Sednik. Away go Buffalo. Jochen Hesht at the line, kicked out by Gervais. Kozlov expedites ahead for Blake. Blake holding onto it now, pulling up. Shooting one, blocked on the way through by Kalinin. Now Blake tries to fight off a man. And that was Kotelik on him. Here's Kozlov again. Jochen Hesht defending. Off the side of the goal, it's loose. And now Drew Stafford has control. 2:34 left to go in the second period. All Buffalo can do is get it down to DiPietro. They turn it over. And here's a chance maybe. Pennick walking. What a move. He walks in. And it rolls right out in front. And the Islanders will survive as they get it out.
A little miscommunication between Bergeron and DiPietro led to that little chance for Thomas Vanek on the off wing.
Now Tom Poti. Trent Hunter off the board. Hunter walking in on Kalinder. Kalinder ahead for Vanek. Vanek now. Born in Austria. Right at the University of Minnesota. Inside for Smith. Vanek again. Wheels it out. Thomas Vanek. It's the line of the Islanders holding onto it, centering for Roy. Knocked down a Peneganov, and the short side is held by DiPietro. Here's a Peneganov with Roy in front. His shot handled by Rick DiPietro. and the Islanders wipe it out.
Finneganov just makes things happen offensively. He's such a great one-on-one player. He's got good speed. Try to go short side. And then it looked like Rick DiPietro, a little stick work protecting the top of his crease.
Like Billy Smith back in the day. Now, Kalinder. Vanek encumbered by it, broken up by Hill, and again cleared out. When in doubt, they are getting it out. At the line, Briere. Hill cuts it off ahead of Vanek. Hilbert. Sillinger. Here they come. Sillinger, a lead pass intended for Andy Hilbert. He's hit hard by Brian Campbell. Park says hello. It pops out to Spacek. Hesht all the way across. Briere let it go and moving up Pominville. The Islanders circle back. Hilbert this way for Park. Richard Park, he scored 2 goals in regulation the final day of the regular season when they beat New Jersey and qualified for the postseason. Now it's Spacek. Center zone. Briere moves in. Feathers across. Pominville is lurking. Jason Pominville knocked down by Marc-Andre Bergeron. Briere goes to work again. He has Hesht out in front. Now he centers. Hesht with a shot blocked by Bergeron. Now out of the corner, it's Cody. Tom Cody, 27 seconds left to go in the period.
What a read by Briere. Knew Bergeron wanted to go back around the boards behind his own net. Briere went right there, made the steal. Unfortunately, fanned on his first attempt to make a play out to the front of the net.
Now the Sabres maybe a final push. 9 seconds left to go in the period. Adam Mayer at the line, broken up. Here's Sean Hill off the board. Looks like we will have no scoring in the second period. We had tremendous action at both ends. The goaltenders are sharp. Ryan Miller for the Sabres, but the story could be 39 at the other end. Rick DiPietro has been stellar. 40 down here in Buffalo in game number 2, and the Islanders have a 2-1 lead. The crowd rabid as ever. Sean Hill and that veteran defense showing us what the playoffs are all about, and Rick DiPietro the final line. The Verizon Wireless Intermission Report with Jack, Brian, and Keith when we come back on Versus.
That ought to do it.
Assuming you've done enough for retirement doesn't make much sense either. That's why you should invest with Edward Jones to make sure you're on the right track. Because 2 out of 3 Americans are unprepared for retirement. Don't be one of them. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
V-Stars from Star Motorcycles, and introducing the fuel-injected V-Star 1300. We build it, you make it your own, exclusively at your Yamaha dealer. Now get payments as low as $69 a month until 2009, plus up to $1,000 cash back. He has been hailed as a prodigy and the future of the game. Yet 19-year-old Sidney Crosby has not cracked under the pressure. Now the Pittsburgh Penguins begin their quest for the Stanley Cup, led by 3 young stars entering a world that has always separated the men from the boys. Follow the Penguins' quest for the Cup on Versus and NBC. Then log on to NHL.com for complete coverage of the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Buckle up for a showdown in Motown. The 2 winningest PBR riders in history are about to collide.
Oh, wow.
Adriano is number 1. Justin's hot on his tail. And the rankest bulls on the planet want to wreck them both.
Uh-oh.
The PBR from Auburn Hills continues tonight, 10 Eastern, only on Versus.
Once in a lifetime. The home playoff debut of Kid Crosby. Tomorrow at 6 Eastern on Versus.
This is the Verizon Wireless NHL on Versus Intermission Report. Brought to you by Verizon Wireless, official wireless service provider of the NHL.
Don't you love the intensity building already? Just game 2 of these series tonight. Welcome to Hockey Central, the Verizon Wireless Intermission Report alongside Brian Engblom and Keith Jones. I'm Jack Edwards. Brian, the Islanders just got one shot on goal in the first period of game 1. They came out tonight, completely different looking team.
In Game 1, the New York Islanders just sat back way too much, and they gave probably too much respect to the Buffalo Sabres because, you know, they have that vaunted offense. They never got anything going offensively themselves. They had to change a lot coming into Game 2, and they really have. Watch the white jerseys in all these clips. How calm they are, how quickly they move the puck in the neutral zone. Up the boards real quick, and then quickly back into the middle, and then deep in the zone. Again, moving up the ice here. Nice job here of getting into a trap, but reversing, and then right along the wall and deep in the zone again. Look at the first guy on the forecheck. Then the Islanders have made a big difference inside the zone as well, too. They're working the wall extremely well. They have a pretty big team. They have a very experienced team. When they work hard along the wall and they're going to the net, they had no finish at all in Game 1. Nobody went to the net at all. They ended up scoring 2 goals in this game because there are white jerseys constantly going in that direction. When you have screens, when you have tips, it doesn't matter who the goaltender is or what team you are, you're going to score some goals. This Islander team is way better in Game 2 than they were in Game 1.
Amazing how that calm comes when you have a goalie behind you who's doing a great job, isn't it?
He's been phenomenal. You look at the Buffalo Sabres, they've been on the power play 4 times, have yet to score, but DiPietro has made numerous great saves in this hockey game. 23 saves now on the 24 shots that the Buffalo Sabres have fired his way. Acrobatic, fantastic. Deflections in front. Vanek on the power play comes to mind. They had a lot of good things, the Buffalo Sabres, and they're going to do a lot more. DiPietro's going to have to be great in order to keep this game from the Buffalo Sabres climbing right back into it.
So the Islanders are going to rely on their character players. You heard Ted Nolan tell John Forsland during the second period that one of the big character players the Islanders acquired in the offseason was Mike Sillinger. Sillinger knows the task ahead, and he is standing by with Chris Simpson.
Thanks very much, Jack. Rick DiPietro is doing exactly what you'd hope he would do in net, but it is clear that just by him being on the ice, it's given you more confidence. What has it allowed you guys to do?
I think it just allowed us to forecheck and play our game. You know, we last game I think we gave him too much credit. We really tried to get in defensive mode, and obviously it showed every period. I think the first period we had 1 shot, then we had 5 shots, and we had 9 shots. So we're more on our toes right now. We're playing our D are joining the rush, and anytime we get a chance to go, we're going.
Well, and you've been one of the most physical guys out there. Part of the plan, you knew you had to play that way?
Oh, yeah, we have to be physical in their D. You know, their D like joining a play, so I think anytime we get a chance to finish our checks, we're going to have to continue to do that. And, they got a pretty good hockey club, so they're going to keep going.
Mike, thanks.
Thank you very much.
Jack?
Chris, Nashville's Alexander Radulov has been suspended 1 game.
The reason is twofold. Number 1, Radulov leaves his feet to make the hit. The second part of it is Steve Bernier was in a vulnerable position. Therefore, Radulov gets a well-deserved 1-game suspension.
All right, Scott Hartnell. This situation, follow me closely. If you get 2 game misconducts in any one series, you must be suspended for 1 game. Hartnell got a game misconduct in Game 1. In Game 2, he was assessed 2 more game misconducts. 1 for his fight strap not being attached to his jersey, but the NHL ruled after video review that fight strap actually broke, that it was originally attached, so they took that away. Then they took away the 2nd game misconduct because they said that it was not merited, because that was just a fight that he was in, and he hadn't joined another fight or merited a suspension for that.
Jack, could you repeat that?
No.
There'll be a quiz on this later.
But there is a heck of a game going on tonight in the Swamp. Tampa Bay is trying to get back even against the New Jersey Devils. Man, I'm confused.
He's not suspended.
1985, Gretzky makes the great one seem like an understatement. 1994, Messier backs up his mouth with his stick. 2006, Doug Weight separates shoulder, lifts cup with his heart. April 2007, the NHL scoring champ comes home for his playoff debut. Senators Penguins, Game 3. Tomorrow at 6 Eastern on Versus.
You can do it. Come on, guys. Don't give up. You're almost there. Throw that shoulder and mantle.
Who are they?
It's my network.
I'm okay.
Guys, 10 feet.
There's most reliable, and there's everyone else. Join Verizon Wireless now. Buy one Samsung with Vcast for just $49.99 and get the second free. Only from the network you can test drive. Verizon Wireless. It's the network.
We just got a new car. Good time to look at new car insurance, and we went with Progressive, saving like $400 a year. But what really impressed me was they actually gave me the rates the other big companies. Was not expecting that. I mean, that kind of honesty is... Oh, did you have anything to do with this?
No.
Right.
Get our rates plus competitors at Progressive.com. Honest. Progressive. Saving hundreds is just the beginning.
On-site Center, this is Saida. How can I assist you today, Mr. Harless?
I would like to go to Charleston Ridge Court, Ohio.
Okay, I'll be happy to assist you with that.
Thank you very much. I'm an old hand at this now. I've been using it for about a week.
We have that available for you.
I love it.
As soon as we disconnect it, turn by turn, we'll begin.
You know, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen.
Great. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying your turn-by-turn services.
OnStar. Available on over 50 models from GM.
Hey, neighbor. Getting the 3-burner grill, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going with the 4-burner with infrared technology.
Oh, is that the 4-seater?
Yeah.
Nice. Mine seats 6. Oh, and it's got the beverage center.
Guys, I go with the choice deck. My deck's going to be 10 by 15.
Maybe 2 decks.
At Lowe's, you'll find everything you need to make your backyard the best one on the block.
Check out the gazebo. You got a gazebo.
Lowe's. Let's build something together.
Go to Lowe'sHomeInvestment.com and register to win $2,500 in Lowe's gift cards through April 30th.
Tampa Bay trying to pull even in the series against the New Jersey Devils, Brian.
And the #1 goal scorer in the National Hockey League, Vincent Lecavalier, will keep doing it. His 3rd goal of the playoffs. And Tampa Bay, as they had 3-2 in this game, and Johan Holmqvist is playing outstanding hockey in goal for Tampa.
28 saves on 30 shots for Holmqvist. We remind you, coming up tonight on Versus, exciting PBR action from Auburn Hills, Michigan. We send you there immediately following the conclusion of the Islanders-Buffalo game. More in a minute.
What good is an SUV that can go everywhere if you can't afford to go anywhere? At 28 miles per gallon highway, the Subaru Outback has better fuel efficiency than any midsize SUV and the safety of all-wheel drive standard.
Every day is a winding road. I get a little bit closer.
Lease the Outback for $239 per month during the Subaru All-Wheel Deal sales event.
The passage is intense, but if you complete the journey, you will find your destiny among the world's greatest warriors. The few, the proud, the Marines.
I Can-Am. Can you? Pro racer Mike Penland is part of the Can-Am racing team.
Lots and lots of horsepower. There's no hesitation. I can leave them in the dust. Can you?
Well, the battery's good, so I figure it's the alternator. So I go down to AutoZone, and the guy says, well, let's test it first. Might not be a problem. Turns out it's just a bad cable. You know, with AutoZone, piece of cake.
Take me out to Esurance. Take me to Savings Online. Auto insurance that's hassle-free. When you buy it, instantly let me quote. Buy with that Esurance. If you don't take it to shame. For it's 1, 2, 300 bucks you could save with the Esurance name.
Save time and money on your auto insurance at Esurance.
Half of all U.S. businesses are home-based.
This free service helped me find the perfect home business.
Their free success kit made it simple. All you need is a computer and a little desire.
I'm making $10,000 a month.
I work only 3 days a week and make $9,000 a month.
We're making $12,000 a month.
And we have more family time.
Be a part of this $427 billion industry.
I made enough money from my home business to buy a new home.
Your successful home-based business is just a click away. So log on to 27hbb.com now.
This afternoon, Brendan Shanahan with the winner, and the Rangers take a 2-0 lead back to New York. Sidney Crosby scores the winner in Ottawa. Pittsburgh-Ottawa Game 3 on Versus tomorrow night at 6 Eastern Time.
This has been the Verizon Wireless NHL on Versus Intermission Report. Brought to you by Verizon Wireless, official wireless service provider of the NHL.
Deep in the heart of the Arbuckle Mountains of Oklahoma lives one of the roughest Ford Super Duties ever conceived. Oh, watch this.
He's built Ford tough.
And now you have the chance to own him. Ford trucks and the PBR are once again providing fans with the opportunity of a lifetime. It's the 2007 Built Ford Tough Battle for the Bull Sweepstakes. 5 finalists will win a trip to the PBR World Finals in Vegas. One grand prize winner will become stock contractor of the Bull Super Duty for the 2008 season. To register, log on to battleforthebull.com. And don't forget to play the Battle for the Bull trivia game to increase your chances of winning. The PBR, Saturday and Sunday nights. The competition is on Versus.
Hey, what in the world are you doing?
I'm playing Battle for the Bulls.
Well, what in the world are you doing that for?
I want Super Duty all to myself.
Fear, pain, agony. They won't last. Glory is forever. Don't miss any Bulldog Fight mixed martial arts action. Bulldog Fight St. Petersburg. Check local listings or visit bulldogfight.com for details.
I was talking to my buddy from the suburbs about all the things that need to be done this time of year. Fertilizing, spraying, trimming, mulching, mowing. He says he has people who do all that. I said same here. Me, myself, and I.
Time to spring into savings at Tractor Supply. Through April 22nd, get a $300 gift card when you buy our 23-horsepower Husky Supreme, or a $150 card with this 20-horsepower Husky. The stuff you need out here is in here. Tractor Supply.
Imagine getting a 4-star hotel at a 2-star price. You can at Hotwire.com. How do we do it? When 3- and 4-star hotels have unsold rooms, they use Hotwire to fill them. So you get them at prices lower than any other travel site. Guaranteed. Like 4 stars in San Francisco. Travelocity price $219. Hotwire price just $102. Why risk paying more when Hotwire gets you unsold rooms at deep discounts? Save big at Hotwire.com. 4-star hotels, 2-star prices.
H-O-T-W-I-R-E, Hotwire.com.
The NHL Stanley Cup Playoffs on Versus is brought to you by refreshingly smooth Bud Light, always worth it.
Beautiful look at the U.S. side of Niagara Falls. The Islanders 2, the Sabres 1 after 2. Derek Roy is wearing a microphone tonight. Let's listen in with Mike Duff, presented by Bud Light.
You didn't take it over to begin with? Is that what you were asking me?
Yeah, did I take it over?
No, so the blue line's still part of the neutral zone?
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know if I took it over. I thought I did. Okay.
We also have Mike Sillinger wired for sound tonight. Let's listen in.
Keep a guy out. On the right side here, just keep a... No, keep one guy out. Keep them both out, because I don't know where it's going. Hey! Stay, buddy! Heads up, Stu. Heads up, buddy.
Very vocal centerman, Mike Sillinger. Communication so important. Ryan Miller in goal for the Buffalo Sabres tonight. Fought it a bit early, got better in the second period. But Andy Brickley, what about this guy? Rick DiPietro's been the difference.
Well, we knew coming into tonight's action that the team concept and the team attitude would be one of aggression and a lot more energy, and they'd certainly have a better start to the game, all because of who was in goal. Whether you're talking Kenny Nolan or any of the Islander players, they all have the same thing, you know, in agreement, that we would be buoyed by this guy's return to the lineup, and he hasn't disappointed in the saves department either. He's been awesome.
They kept it quiet all day. They were good at it. They said it was a game time decision, and they milked it all day long. but you knew that he would get the start if he was fit and he was ready. And we'll take a look at the numbers here during the regular season, leading after 2 periods and trailing.
Yeah, the only thing really to take note of, yes, the Islanders protect leads very well in the third period and into the overtimes. But also, you see Buffalo has the ability to come back.
Well, again, the most explosive team in the National Hockey League, 113 points by virtue of the first tiebreaker, that being wins. They had 53 wins during the season. They picked up the President's Trophy as the top overall team. They have home ice throughout the playoffs, but you only want one if you're the road team, and that's what the Islanders are after right now. 19:22 left to go in this third period, a 1-goal game. John Forsland, Andy Brickley, and Chris Simpson with you tonight, along with our great production crew here from the HSBC Arena in high definition. Ryan Smith now in back of the goal. They go wide. Smith to the point. Brendan Witt has been solid tonight. He rolls it inside. Broken up after the defense. Sabres is knocked down. And again, the Islanders have won so many battles along the boards tonight. It's been a big key.
And the crowd didn't like that. They thought that was a high hit by Trent Hunter on Sabres.
That's brought out. Tony Ludman has Buffalo's goal. It came at the tail end of period 1 after Trent Hunter and Bruno Gervais picked up the goals early in the first period. Gave the Islanders confidence early. Now Aaron Asham goes down. He was knocked down by Daniel Briere. Kalinin went into by Jason Blake. Blake now tries to return the favor, but Kalinin takes over. Moving it off for Teppo Numminen, who has played more games than any European player in National Hockey League history. Now it's dumped in. DiPietro moving into the trapezoid for Marc-Andre Bergeron. Battle ensues. Played off the glass. Numminen knocks it down. It goes by Briere. To the corner by Hesh. Now Poti away for Blake. Jochen Hesh tries to center one in front. He does. Here's a chance. DiPietro makes 2 great saves. Briere as he stops the third. It's still loose. And they score! Kalinin right out in front. They had 4 opportunities. And the Sabres have tied it.
Great pressure by Buffalo. This is classic Sabre hockey. All 5 guys involved in the offensive zone. It started with Numminen keeping the puck in at the right point. That's Dmitry Kalinin. He's a defenseman. He gets 2 incredible scoring chances. The second he's going to cash in on. He got robbed by DiPietro on the first one. A follow-up by Pominville. A third opportunity, and finally Kalinin on the fourth. You see all kinds of Islander jerseys, but nobody can find the puck. You know, in the old NHL, you could just knock guys down, cross-check them, really lasso them, anything you want in that area to protect that high slot at the top of the crease. Not anymore, and it led to quality chances and quantity of quality chances for Buffalo, and they tie the hockey game.
It brought the crowd of 18,000 plus on their feet here in Buffalo. Game number 2 is tied at 2. Campbell. The center ice area. We'll see how the Islanders handle this bit of adversity in the third period.
Yeah, and I didn't give Jochen Hesh enough credit. He's the one that read the play on the wraparound back behind the net, controlled it, tried to sneak one short side. That didn't work. Stayed with the play, went to the other side, backhand feed. He's the one that set up Kalinin for the initial try.
The Sabres go to work on a forecheck. Thomas Panik pulling across. Went into by Gervais. Panaginov with a shot blocked on the way through. Goes up in the screen. We get a whistle. 16:57 left to go in regulation time.
Dmitry Kalinin, first career playoff goal, and it comes at a big time here in game 2. Just what the Sabres wanted here, an early goal in period number 3 to get into a level playing field. In fact, tip that level playing field in the direction of Rick DiPietro.
Talinder. Alish Koralik on the exchange with Adam Mayer. Koralik now to the corner. Mayer with a shot. It's blocked by Poti. Talinder. He'll wrap it deep. Tim Connolly lines it up. Here's Ludman. Tony Ludman now floats it to an open corner. Sillinger fights off Mayer, but he turned it over. Connolly. For Koralik. Back for Connolly. Tim Connolly dragging on Sillinger. Connolly lost his edge. And that gives Sillinger a chance to dump it out.
But when you have the skating ability the Buffalo Sabres have, certainly up front, but an underrated skating group on the back end. You can play like that in the offensive zone with your defensemen rotating, getting involved, almost playing like rovers, jumping into seams, creating different passing lanes, all because of their skating skills.
See momentum shift in playoff games, and now it has shifted to the home team as it's brought out by Dinah Sabres. With a head of steam, here he comes. Sabres defended well by Brendan Witt. Now on a cycle, they hold on to it. Drew Stafford. Sabres draped all over him as Witt. Inside it goes Drury. Chris Drury centers one, nobody home. Sean Hill is there. Gilbert moves it off on the wing for Richard Park. They play a little dump and chase. Gilbert goes to work on Numanen. Out of the corner, it's loose for Stafford. Young forward away for Jason Pominville. Pominville throws on the brakes. And Kalinin is up on the rush. With back checking by Park. Pominville from the boards. Yashin tries to tie it up. Alexei Yashin ahead for Park. He feathers out to center ice. He's hit high by Briere. And a tripping call is made by Don Koharski.
Briere will immediately go to the penalty box because he knew it. He came at a pretty good angle on Richard Park, but then kind of vacated that angle, and he gets his stick right into the skates and the legs area, almost like a kneeing type penalty. Park certainly wanted to ensure that the penalty call was made, but it was coming for sure. Briere in the box, and that can hurt your momentum a little bit. Danny Ruff certainly knows that. Danny Briere, top offensive guy, trying to keep the pressure in the offensive zone. He's guilty of the trip, but now the Islanders with a chance to get some momentum back here with the power play.
The Islanders now have another chance to get that energy back. As Briere went high, but got the leg in on Park. He's gone for tripping at 4:48. Sillinger denied at the line. Fought off by Derek Roy out to center. Bergeron and Cody, they're the point men. Ted Nolan has Sillinger, who has the puck. Ryan Smith and Victor Kozlov out there as it rolls down to DiPietro. Now the Islanders start ahead. Victor Kozlov putting it off for Sillinger. He'll wipe it deep along the kick plate. Heading to it here is Smith. Ryan Smith now sets up shop. Down deep for Kozlov. They trade places. Smith from the corner. Chris Drury on the spot, and out she goes.
Start with some patience when you're penalty killing. If the puck carrier is fronting you, there's nothing you can do to attack. You have to be patient, take good angles, and the minute they turn your back, then you can be aggressive, and that's exactly what Buffalo was able to do with Smith and Kozlov.
Pietro now will direct traffic. He'll put it on a tee. 6 minutes gone in the third period. It's tie game in game two. Islanders down a game. Campoli going after it. Kalinin rifles one off the boards. It struck a Buffalo player, so we get a whistle.
Well, Buffalo really tries to go with either a 1-3 or 4 across in the neutral zone when killing penalties. Try to encourage the dump in. The Islanders trying to get carries in with the man advantage. 3 times the Islanders handed the puck right to Buffalo, and once they did get in the offensive zone, again, the quality penalty killing, the patience, the good decision making. Penalty killing is all about sacrifice, but it's all about decision making along with that sacrifice.
And the boards now off the face-off. Eric Roy makes one of those good decisions. It comes back out to center ice. Islanders have time for a final push, as you see it. Bring it through neutral ice. Campoli for Blake. They gain entry. Blake throws on the brakes now. He'll think about it. Jason Blake, he can dangle. Goes to the corner. Down deep for Robitaille. Randy Robitaille is flushed out. Talinder dogs him, knocks him down. Talinder tries to wheel it out. He won't. Gervais with a shot taken, knocked down by Blake. He has control. Jason Blake for Randy Robitaille. Robitaille again. Buffalo drops off in a box. Campoli. Robitaille, penalized man. Briere is back on the exchange. Blake gave it away to Briere. Away he goes. Daniel Briere turns on the Jets. Pominville out in front. Just out of his reach. Down deep for Danny Briere again. Up top, Campbell off the shin guards. It's loose along the boards and getting to it, and it's brought out here by Trent Hunter. One of 2 Islander goals tonight. Ryan Campbell swoops back. Here come the Sabres. Campbell over the line. Goes wide. Centers one. Oh, it's chipped high. A Finnegan off right out in front. Panic wipes it in, and DiPietro senses trouble. He'll melt it down. The Sabres have the energy because of this goal scored by Dmitry Kalinin. We're tied at 2 in Game 2.
Okay, now what? Rock, paper, scissors for it? Okay, that's fair. On 3? Yeah. 1, 2, 3.
I threw paper.
I threw a rock.
Refreshingly smooth Bud Light. Always worth it.
Low 5. This is a Honda portable generator. Perfect for when you lose power at home. Great for camping and RVs too. Super quiet, long running, and best of all, it's a Honda. Yeah, we use Hondas a lot around here.
So it's down to Sprint Mobile Broadband and Singular Broadband Connect. Great.
We need powerful coverage. Is your network in Denver?
Yes. Pittsburgh?
Yes.
Minneapolis? No.
Yes.
Sprint Mobile Broadband works in twice as many cities as Singular's Broadband Connect.
No. Yes. No.
Buffalo?
No. Yes.
Eugene?
Wait, what was that?
Buffalo?
Oh, no.
Yes.
Omaha?
Yes. Richmond?
Yes.
Get a free Sprint card. Visit sprint.com/mobile broadband.
Colorado Springs?
Yes.
Sprint. Power up.
Lansing?
Let's take you back in time. 1980. Stanley Cup semifinals. Bobby Nystrom out in front in the grand old Aud. Across the way here, and this was the first run for the New York Islanders. Memorial Day. They would win it on a goal by Bobby Nystrom against the Philadelphia Flyers. The first of 4 straight Stanley Cup championships.
Of course, everybody remembers Trottier, Fossey, and Gillies and Potvin, but I saw somebody in the building tonight that was a member of that team. Kenny Morrow, working for the New York Islanders, fresh off Olympic gold.
They brought a lot of tradition back. The new ownership of the New York Islanders over the last few years. Brian Trottier is part of their front office now. They've gone back to these classic uniforms, which is good. We're all for it here. Now it's cleared through the center ice zone. And a penalty is called in neutral ice. Afinogenov and Shatan got tangled up. Max Afinogenov will get the gate. The Islanders get another power play.
Shatan pleaded his case and he won. Right in front of the official in the neutral zone.
61, Buffalo, Meyer penalty for hooking.
Afinogenov on the back check. Stick parallel to the ice. Into the hands area. It's always going to be called in isolation on Afinogenov. He's trying to get body position. Doesn't get it. And there's that stick. Parallel to the ice. It's been a zero tolerance mandate in the National Hockey League for those types of penalties. So Afinogenov will go to the box.
Fourth Islander power play. And Afinogenov is gone for hooking. 7:58 is the time. Now the Islanders through the center ice area, dumped in by Tom Poti. And they get it back. They jumped out to a 2-0 lead in the first period. Only to see the Sabres come back and a tying goal by Kalinin here in the third period. Ryan Smith, Victor Kozlov out of the corner now. See it up close. Poti at the point. Negotiates by Zubras. Throws it across for Bergeron. Marc-Andre Bergeron. Tom Poti, the one-timer. Bergeron scores! Marc-Andre Bergeron with a power play goal. 11:23 left to go in regulation time, and the Islanders have a 3-2 lead.
Teddy Nolan talked about the addition of Ryan Smith and how much it has meant to really the competitiveness of his club. How about the addition of Marc-Andre Bergeron and what he brings to this Islander team? Awesome on the power play. That great weapon from out high on the power play point. He just drifts this one-timer. Poti tried to set him up earlier, but Drury had him fronted, did not allow the one-timer. A little step-back move by Poti on the second time when he's able to get away from Zubras. It really puts that power play motion out high, and it sets up Bergeron for that one-timer. Didn't even need a screen on that one. Beat Miller to the block aside.
He was acquired in early February, about 10 days or a week before the trading deadline, and he recorded 21 scoring points down the stretch, which led the Islanders from the back end. And the guy that is a power play specialist But they needed a boost there, and he has been great, and he gets, as you saw, his third playoff goal, 3-2 the Islanders. Now a chance right out in front, Briere for Pominville, and he is muscled down by Sean Hill. The crowd wants a call, none provided. Now a 2-on-1 if they hurry, and they will. Jason Blake and Richard Park. Blake holding. His shot denied by Ryan Miller.
Well defended by Teppo Newman, and the only defenseman back. He stays right in the middle. He takes away that possibility of the pass for the one-timer. It was all started back in the defensive zone for the Islanders. Pominville is trying to protect this puck. He spins and puts his back to Hill. Hill just finishes his check. I like the non-call. And then Newman defends the pass across the park, so Blake's forced to shoot. Good communication between defenseman and goaltender. Because of Newman's positioning, Miller can read shot, and he's able to take away most of the net from Jason Blake, a 40-goal scorer.
Took care of the rebound. Spot check now for Connolly. Tim Connolly this way, Adam Mayer. Mayer coming up on the defense provided by Cody. Now DiPietro along the board. Shatan is there. Can he chip it out? Right in his face and spot check. Now Yarrow spot check. The turning stick of Alish Connolly. Good play by Bergeron. Caution is greeted by a spot check hit. And now it's Brian Campbell in his own zone. Halfway through the third period, a one-goal lead again for the New York Islanders in Game 2. Here's Tim Connolly moving in, going wide. He centers one off Cody. The Islanders circle back. A good job by Yashin, and now Zednik will feather ahead. Volleyball down by Spacek. On in the zone by Zednik. Moved off for Yashin, a tough angle. He centers one off Miller. Miller knocks it down. Off the wall, Hill. Sean Hill down low. Islanders want to keep it right there. You see it from ice level. Brian Campbell. The center zone broken up by Brendan Witt. Right back in.
This is where the Islanders have to continue to attack when they have opportunities to make an offensive rush. They have to take it. Continue to make plays coming out of their zone and forecheck when you have the opportunity.
Here's Smith. Ryan Smith looks to center. Hunter is there. It's stick check on him. It's flung deep by Witt. Out of the corner, spot check. Broken up by Ryan Smith. Smith turns his shot. Stick save by Miller. All the Sabres can do is to dump it out. Sean Hill. You talk about momentum. The guys in white have it. Sillinger shot denied. A good blocker save by Ryan Miller. Now Trent Hunter is tied up by Ludman. But then again off. Pushed by Sillinger. Sillinger takes it out. He'll lay it low, and he comes with a high stick on Derek Roy. Buffalo will get the manpower advantage. As the Islanders get possession, we'll tell you about it when we come back. It's heating up downstairs. Great support in Buffalo. Chris Simpson has more when we come back.
We know what men like. New Mitchum Smart Solid. Powerful protection, unbeatable against white residue. Wow, let's see that again. For powerful all-day protection that doesn't come off on your shirt, be a smart Mitchum man.
Switch to Valvoline's Max Life, and there's no telling how long your car will keep going. Max Life not only protects against friction, but also leaks, deposits, and sludge, the 4 major causes of high-mileage engine breakdown. Long live your car.
If you lost a substantial amount of money in the stock market, a mutual fund, retirement account, or any other investment vehicle, you may have legal rights. Call now. We are standing by day and night to take your call in confidence. Again, if you lost money in the stock market, a mutual fund, retirement account, or through any other investment, call now.
Call 1-800-306-1470. That's 1-800-306-1470.
Now, Life Alert can also protect you in a fire emergency. Whether it's fire danger, a serious fall, or other type of emergency, Life Alert is there for you.
Thanks to Life Alert, you can live alone without ever being alone. And that's why I wear one.
All senior citizens should have Life Alert.
Please call 1-800-617-4291 for free information about Life Alert, or visit us on the web at the address on your screen.
Welcome back to Buffalo. Well, their team may be down by 1 goal right now, but Sabres fans still have reason to celebrate when you think it was just 4 years ago this team declared bankruptcy. Today, under the ownership of Thomas Golisano, they have sold out every single home game this season. Their season tickets increased 9,000 from last year. There's over 6,000 people on a wait list. They are the #1 merchandise seller in the entire National Hockey League. Quite a success story here, guys.
Great work, Chris. You're right. It is. It's unbelievable, Rick, when you come here and you can feel the excitement. We have a situation now where we have penalties levied. And Sillinger is gone for the Islanders. Went out for high sticking at 11:19. The Sabres go to work on power play number 5. Campbell clears it in. Richard Park is back, and he's peppered by Chris Drury. Along the boards now. Loose to that corner. Zubris is there. The puck is loose as we see. Briere at the point. Kenny Briere for Brian Campbell. Now Drury. Briere has a lane. He shoots one. It's blocked in front. I believe it went off Dinah Zubris, and now it's gloved down by Tim Connolly. Connolly holding on to it. Park has lost his stick. Like being down a couple of men here. Zubris shoots one. DiPietro says no, and he hangs on.
Islanders catch a break on this decision by Zubris. Park without a stick. You try to keep the puck in the area of the player that does not have his stick. And because Park's out high, you try to 2-on-1 him. The Sabres know that. And this is the reason he does not have his stick. The drive by Briere is deflected by Park. That's why his stick breaks. Now he's penalty killing. And Zubris takes a standstill slap shot from the top to the circle and allows DiPietro to smother it.
Andy, here they come shorthanded. Robitaille's bid is stopped by Ryan Miller. Robitaille, Ryan Smith up front. Bergeron and Hill on the back end for Ted Nolan. Briere has control. Andy Briere now as they move it across the line. Zubris, Briere, Connolly, Drury, and Campbell for Lindy Ruff. Zubris back for Connolly. Tim Connolly goes across. Brian Campbell looks it over. Connolly gets it back. They play catch. Inside now as they set it up. Holding on to it, Briere. Drury getting there and getting the edge with Bergeron. Can they get it out? It's loose, held in by Campbell. Nice play here. It's rolled off for Connolly. Faking, going wide, across, in the slot. Campbell hanging onto it. DiPietro, another big save. And he covers up. Maybe they had too much time.
Well, the puck movement is just spectacular by the Sabres. The fake shot by Conley to step around in deep. And then they work the puck to Campbell coming in off the other point. Those are your 2 defensemen in this 5-man power play unit. Campbell it's just him and DiPietro. He's got Drury off to the side of the net, but Campbell's in the better position to shoot this puck. He exercises some patience. He tried to get DiPietro to commit. He did initially. DiPietro, the quick reset, and he's able to take away the 5-hole.
Well, he gets down and up so fast, it's amazing.
He's an athlete.
You said it. Now, it goes by Kalinin. 6:40 left. Regulation time, a 1-goal game. We knew this one would be good. Now the pass intended for Peneganov is broken up by Mike Sillinger. He has been very solid tonight for the Islanders. They get it out. Now it's run out by Teppo Numminen. Kalinin. Here's a Peneganov. Around Gervais, walks in, and he's forced wide at the last second by Bruno Gervais, and they get it out. Hunter in a foot race, getting back Kalinin. Sillinger shoots one. Miller fights it off. A big rebound right out in front. And Kalinin will settle it down. He is crunched hard by Trent Hunter. They continue. The Islanders do finish their checks.
Peneganov was looking for a little hook call on that move after he cut to his back and got in tight by DiPietro. And Sillinger was looking to score to atone for the penalty took late in the period.
Campbell, a beautiful move. Spins it in. Bergeron. 9:40 left to go. Regulation time. Game number 3, 7:30 Monday night from Nassau Coliseum. You can see it right here on Versus. Now Ryan Miller moving it off. Spacek. Turning. Hesht. It's behind Pominville. He collects along the boards. He's hit by Pody. Bergeron's back reversing for Chatan. Islanders playing with boys in their own zone. Andre Bergeron right now, his goal's the difference. Goal scored at 8:37 on the power play. Now it's wiped in. Quick change for the Islanders. 15 minutes gone in period 3. Spacek in the center zone. Stafford moving in with Mayer. Shooting one blocked by Hill. John Hill with a keen block. Now Jason Blake, Andy Hilbert. Blake with a shot. Blocked on the way through. Blake gets it back to Linder. Slips all in front of Miller on the block. Now it's Campbell moving it off. They turn it over again. I'll tell you what, the Islanders continue to push forward. They are not laying back at all.
And if you can block shots, which they were able to do, Hill blocks the last one. That leads to transition and a chance for numbers because you know the Sabres defenseman, at least one of them, is coming on the rush.
They were maybe afraid to lose game 1. That's not the case tonight, as they look to even the series and get some respect. Hill now lays it along the boards. Ryan Smith. Gloved down by Hunter. You have to be careful. He almost closed his hand on it, but they get it deep.
Looked like traveling.
Now it's Derek Roy. You're so versatile, I'll tell you what. Now in the center ice area. Cleared in by Sillinger. Ryan Miller leaves it for Ludman. The crowd imploring the Buffalo Sabres come back. They've been so great at it all year. Kozlov has control. And again, he'll feed it and bounce it by Ryan Miller. Now Pominville. To the center zone, they come again. Derek Roy on Gervais. Centered across. Briere holding onto it. He's met by Kozlov going down Pominville. Gervais is in his face. Jason Pominville wraps it along the wall for Derek Roy. Here's Newman in with a weak shot looking for a tip. And it's settled down by Rick DiPietro. We're going down the stretch in game 2. The Islanders have the lead.
It's Aaron Insurance versus the competition. Will she prevail?
Overpriced auto insurance. Don't try to stick it to me.
Don't worry, Aaron. You've got Esurance.
At Esurance, you save time when you buy auto insurance online. Without interference, auto insurance hassles, I'll take a pass. Quote, buy, print.
Make it your goal to save time and money on auto insurance. Visit Esurance.com today.
When you want to get away,
Let's go, girls.
Enterprise Rent-A-Car will pick you up free. And get you on your way. Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
You need to have the power to get out front. Whenever you push the throttle, it's there instantly.
You can really feel it in the seat of your pants. Everything was in one package.
What it wants. Always ask for Pennzoil.
That's the story in game 2. Well, how did we get here in front of this great crowd at the HSBC Arena? Let's check it out. We'll take a look. The Islanders came out strong in front of Rick DiPietro. Pinball goal here by Trent Hunter made it 1-0. Bruno Gervais, his first ever goal in the Stanley Cup playoffs, 2-0. Late in the first, Tony Ludman cut the lead in half. And it went on from there. Kalinin early in this period, and then the answer on the power play by Marc-Andre Bergeron. And the Islanders win this second game. Rolled in on Rick DiPietro. Sabres tonight with 31 shots on goal. The Islanders have the same tally. Brought out by Robitaille. The Islanders had only 21 shots in game 1.
And Bergeron, who had 14 goals on the year, 10 came on the power play, 4 of which are game winners. So this is not uncharted waters for that defenseman.
It's a nice acquisition by Garth Snow, first-year general manager of the New York Islanders, fresh from the playing ranks. Tempo Newman and back to get it. Icing is called here. Now we'll see the third period goal, Brick, led by Dmitry Kalinin.
Nice play from behind the net by Jochen Hesch to set up this flurry of opportunities. The lead in second opportunity, he finishes, but then a response after a hooking penalty to a Finneganov in the neutral zone that he argued and lost. They give up the power play goal and a big slap shot by Marc-Andre Bergeron from the right point.
Along the boards and again all the way back. Quest for the Stanley Cup will continue tomorrow night here on Versus, 6 o'clock Eastern. We have Game 3, Ottawa-Pittsburgh from Pittsburgh. Sid the Kid at home for the first time in the playoffs. Pominville shot fought off by DiPietro. Vancouver-Dallas later on. Bonus coverage of Game 3 of that series. Tied at 1. Trent Hunter now goes wide. Watched by Spacek, just about 18 minutes gone. What could be the final period. Now it's brought out. Going to work at the line. Jochen Hess. His shot is blocked by Brendan Witt. Golfed ahead by Hunter, and again all the way back in the Buffalo zone.
Well, one of the things that the Islanders are giving up are puck carriers out of Buffalo's own zone and getting too far up ice before they're challenged. They are defending well in their own zone, blocking shots and being in the right position, but would like to see them pick up the puck area a little sooner.
Sednik with a shot, handled by Ryan Miller. Now Shatan for Kozlov. We'll keep an eye. 90 seconds left to go in what could be the final period here, and we'll see what Lindy Ruff does with Ryan Miller. Or getting him out of there. But right now the Islanders are pinning Buffalo in. Shatan doing the job along the board. They have done the dirty work.
And we've seen very little of Alexei Yash, and Zednik has gone on this line with Kozlov and Shatan here in this third period.
Coming up next here on Versus, stick around. PBR, bull riding from Auburn Hills, Michigan. Rick can't wait. He's a budding star in PBR. And he'll do that in the offseason. Get through the playoffs first, Rick.
Show those Bulls who's boss.
That's coming your way right after our telecast tonight. We'll take a look at the brackets now. And I'll tell you what, as we said, the character of the teams in the second game has come through today.
Well, when you take a look at the results from the games earlier today, you know, the Rangers winning, you go up 2-0. Look at your goal scorers, Avery, and then your game winner, Brendan Shanahan. Pittsburgh, big-time response against Ottawa, game-winning goal, Crosby. And I believe LeCavalier had the game winner in the Tampa game against New Jersey.
That's right. So now a timeout has been called. Lindy Ruff, an opportunity to go over the strategy of the Buffalo team. They are faced with early adversity in this series. This is not going to be easy.
Well, he's certainly not talking about this aspect of the game right now, but he talked to us earlier today about the need for his team to be better defensively in order to create the necessary turnovers to play into the transition game. The Islanders have not allowed that. They forced Buffalo to be loose defensively because of their skating game and their puck possession.
Ryan Miller, Tim Connolly, less than a minute to go in regulation time. We will watch number 30 in goal for Buffalo. Connolly skates it out. Miller's halfway out. Connolly's in the zone. Miller's gone. Connolly cuts right out in front. DiPietro's run into. Now the Islanders get control. Can they spin it out of harm's way? No, it's held in. Off the stick of Briere. Drury holding. Moving wide. Campbell. He pounced across just by Pominville. Getting to it is Sabres. All the way out in front. A good stick from Witt. 30 seconds left. At the point, Campbell. Campbell is dogged by Hunter. Puck is high in the air and fought for. Still free and finally wedged out. Cleared all the way back. This will be icing. Racing back is Brian Campbell out of gas. 17 seconds left in a face-off in the Islanders zone.
Truly a game of inches. Campbell's shot, or pass shot, as he walked in from that left point when he took the feed from Drury, it redirected and went right by the stick and skate of Pominville. Conley with a great individual rush up ice, a couple of curl and drag moves, takes the puck to the outside, get a good look at the contact with DiPietro from the net game.
Now the face-off, and they're all on their feet at HSBC Arena. Take a look. Drury on the draw. And Sillinger, the top two draw men. One by Sillinger. What a game he's had. Hill tries to clear. Campbell, can he keep it there? Smith is on him. The Islanders get it out. Sillinger neutral ice with a vacant goal. It deflects wide. Only 4 seconds left. And the New York Islanders have done it in front of Rick DiPietro, who returns tonight. And they have even this best-of-7 series at a game apiece.
When you need a big win, look to your big players, your best players. Rick DiPietro, we talked about him having to be the difference tonight, and I think he was, John, not only in his play, but what he meant to the emotion and the team and the mindset of his teammates.
Oh, it's the big story today. They tried to keep it from us all day. It didn't work. We knew it. Rick DiPietro is back, and he is back in a big way as the New York Islanders have tied this series, which goes to Long Island on Monday night. The final count here in Game 2. The New York Islanders 3 and the Buffalo Sabres 2. For Andy Brickley, Chris Simpson, and our entire Versus crew in Buffalo, this is John Porcelain saying goodnight. Stick around here on Versus. It is professional bull riding from Auburn Hills, Michigan, next on Versus. Good night, everybody.
It was the Bulls.
Out there as Minnesota looks for that home ice advantage to get them back into the series. Ducks won Game 3. Now.
We are in Minnesota, and that's a pretty darn good slogan when you're down 2-0 in the opening round series, as Minnesota is. Francois Beauchemin, who was a throw-in in the Sergei Fedorov deal last year, has been much more than that. 2 goals already in these playoffs. Nick Backstrom did not lose 3 games in a row all regular season long. That will be his task tonight as we get you set for Game 3. Hey, everybody. How you doing? Sunday night. James Duthie alongside. Oh, we're going with a 2-goalie system. Martin Biron. Darren Pang, have you ever, Bob McKenzie, played goalie?
I've never played goal. I've never played the game. Well, I actually played, but not at a high level.
Because we can't dress 3. So if you did, someone would
I'm out of here then.
Someone would
I'll see you later. I'm going home. They're going home.
Duck hunting season begins in Minnesota October 13th. That's true. I Googled it. We get a lot of time between games here. But really, it is open early right now. The Wild have to win Game 3. They know that, and they expect to. But before they get anywhere, they have to stop one Ryan Getzlaf, who's become a force in the first 2 games of the series.
I don't think there's anybody that is surprised that has watched the development of Ryan Getzlaf along the way. Major junior in Canada, obviously with the World Junior Championship team. A right-hand shot that's a big, strong guy. He's been playing primarily with Corey Perry on the right side. They're 2 different players. Corey Perry's a guy that will stir things up on the ice and get under the skin of the opposition. Ryan Getzlaf, well, he just simply does it all. The right-hand shot likes to get off on the left side for that, especially on the power play. And he's got great hand-eye coordination, and the goaltenders around the league have told me how wicked that shot is. It's accurate. He can make a play. He can battle down low. In his own zone, he's getting stronger and stronger and stronger. So in important situations, Randy Kyla can utilize him against the other team's best players if he doesn't have a Sammy Paulson on the ice. So obviously, you talk to anybody around the league.
Right.
I mean, he's going to be a 100-point guy. He's going to be a 40-goal guy. He might be a 50-goal guy. I'm not sure. But even his teammates tell me that he's got 100 points in him in the next couple of years.
On the back end, of course, for Anaheim, Brizgalov has been named the starter. Randy Carlisle's done sillier things, so he might switch. But Brizgalov expected to start in this game. Now, Jaguar is completely healthy. And Jaguar was the starter going into the playoffs, had a family issue with a newborn son, so missed some time. What would you do? Would you put Jaguar or Brizgalov back in?
Well, I told all of you guys I would have put Jaguar back for Game 2. I think there's an understanding in the league that when you are a #1 goalie, if you, for any example, an injury or a family affair, you have to excuse yourself for a little bit of time, you come back, you're the #1 goalie. I had that experience last year in Buffalo when Ryan Miller missed about 8 weeks with a thumb injury. I went in, had 13 straight start with a win. As soon as he came back, he was 100%. He was thrown into his old position as a #1 goalie. I had to sit back on the bench and wait for my opportunity.
Didn't bother you at all?
It didn't bother me because that's the way I understood it. I mean, desperate times ask for desperate measure, and now you're in the playoffs, and Randy Carlisle is definitely thinking, what's my gut feeling on it? I got Ilya Brizgalov that's won a game, could go up to nothing at home. He used them. It paid off for him, but I still expect to see Jaguar in the playoffs soon.
But and the further it goes, the harder it is to replace him, right?
Well, I think what they're waiting for is a loss.
No, but I'm saying the further they go as far as winning. If they keep winning,
if they keep winning, absolutely. Coaches, hey, we'd be the first guy to jump all over a coach. Wait a second, let me get this straight. You won 2 games in a row. You changed your goalie. You lost. What are you, an idiot? But you're right. All it takes is for either Brizgalov to have a bad game or for them to lose tonight. If they lose tonight, then he's got the perfect built-in excuse to go back to Jaguar.
If Randy Carlyle was inconsistent in the past or consistent in the past, then we would expect that Jaguar would be right in there. But last year, I mean, he made an exception. There was a platoon system. He went with the guy that was going to get him to the dance at the end of the day. He's into winning right now, and who's ever the hottest guy. But I like the way Marty thinks about those things. I think that's kind of an old-school way of thinking. I think the goaltending position has changed an awful lot, and the second guy is a lot better than he was a long time ago.
It's also the NFL model, that is, the starting quarterback never loses his job to injury.
But that's stopped, too. Like you're right. In the last few years, in both sports, we've seen situations where a guy gets hot, and that's it. The guy ends up being traded at the end of the year. Quickly, Gabber, Dimitra, who they've not been shut down in the series, but do they have a chance to do more tonight?
Yeah, I think they have a chance to do more tonight because they're probably, with the matchup, Jacques Lemaire being a matchup coach, will get them away from Sammy Paulson's checking line. But when you play the Ducks, you can get away from the checking line, but it's hard to get away from the defense. So you're going to get Pronger or Niedermeyer or both guys sometimes. But in fairness to Gaborik and Dimitra, even though the team's down 2-0, they've each